let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet. I thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. He called my name and my heart stood still. When he said, John, go to my well. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight cry. So the rambler, the gambler, that backbiter.
Than the right hash for a kicker because he can just push it right up through. Rich going for the field goal to win. Has this ever happened in Rich Rebel football? A field goal to win? Huffaker lined up. Oh boy, here we go. 4th down. Huffaker kicks it. It's up, and it is through. The Rebels win.
Rich Rebel football is on.
Jessen back looking to throw. Ball pops loose again at the Rebels hit him, and Riley Taylor is on it.
After a first-round exit in last year's playoffs, the Rebels return to the gridiron with hopes of taking it to the next level.
Huffaker takes the snap, throws deep, looking for Wilson, and he makes the catch in traffic at the 45 to the Altamont 40-yard line. Kyler Wilson.
Strap in and join us for Rich High School football on Rebel Radio KADQ FM 98.3 with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, Evanston Regional Hospital, by Plains Tire, the Come On In of Casper, by West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, by Cash Honda Yamaha of Cache Valley, by the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, and by mylocalradio.com.
Another give to Hislop. This time he's got some room across the 50, 45.
And now, Rebel football fans.
Takes the snap, keeps it himself right up the gut, and Hislop just grabs his shoulder pads from behind and pushes him forward, and Huffaker gets out across the 20.
Hang up your hats, kick back, and get ready to run as we head to the field to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan STEINECKERT.
Good afternoon and welcome to Rebel Football on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. It's homecoming week. Rebel volleyball team had a nice win last night, sweeping the 3A Wyoming Lyman Eagles, and the Rebel football team looks to continue the winning ways this afternoon. Volleyball will take on ICS tonight, but first, we're on the gridiron as the Rebels take on the North Summit Braves. We've got the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show coming up, and we'll hear from her and then set the scene for today's game of Rich Rebel football on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
In Rich County, we know that our children are our future. Helping our kids grow into kind, productive adults is a community effort. This is Rolene Kennedy, Auto Farm Chevrolet's Rich County representative, serving my neighbors for more than 20 years. My kids are Rich High School graduates. When you need a vehicle, come and see me, new or pre-owned. I'll always treat you with respect and honesty, the Rich County way. Auto Farm Chevrolet, we're a community-driven dealer. Go Rebels!
Good afternoon and welcome back to Rich High School, where the Rebels today celebrate homecoming. We've got the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show, an exciting gridiron battle for you today this afternoon. The Rebels host the North Summit Braves, and it's time for your scene set brought to you by J-Bar Excavation, the team, the tools, and the experience for your excavation project. Let's move along on our camera angle there and take a look at the North Summit Braves coming in. Of course, the Braves are the visitors in this one, so we'll tell you about them first. North Summit comes in at 3-3 overall this season and 2-1 in region play. Now, in the past, and in fact, very recently, I would have said more importantly 2-1 in 2A North region play, but the reality this year with the RPI is region play kind of doesn't mean much other than, wins are better than losses. That's about it. But North Summit is, regardless, 2-1 in the region. They beat Layton Christian 2 weeks ago, 38-6, and they beat Gunnison Valley 41-8 last week. Sandwiched in between was a 41-14 loss against Duchesne. So if we look at comparable teams between what Rich has played and what North Summit has played, Layton Christian and Gunnison Valley, North Summit beat both of those teams handily. The Rebels lost to each of those teams by double digits. So 3-3. North Summit scoring 23.5, almost 24 points a game. Defense is allowing just more than 21 per game. Their other win came against Uinta, a 28-0 victory for North Summit. They lost early on to South Summit, and as I mentioned, lost to Duchesne. They also lost early in the season, 47-20 against North Sevier. So North Summit, a storied history, especially in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. They won 3 in a row in 1989, 1990, and 1991. That's 3 state championships in a row. Also, under a coach that Rebel fans are familiar with, Jerry Holmes led the North Summit Braves to 2 titles in 2007 and 08, plus a couple of titles, one in 72 and 64. The Braves have 7 state titles in their history, but most recently, North Summit has struggled. 0-10 last year and 2-8 the year before that. Now, they still made the playoffs in those 2 seasons, lost in the first round to Beaver last year, lost in the first round against San Juan the year before that. Their last win in the playoffs in 2016 made it through the first round and lost in the quarterfinals to Beaver. Coach Gary Crittenden is in his 3rd year as head coach, 2-8 year in his first year, 0-10 last year, but again this year already 3-3. They got a couple of solid wins against Gunnison Valley and Layton Christian. As for the Rich Rebels, they come in at 0-4 and 0-2 in the 2A North. The offense is scoring 6 points a game, defense is allowing 32. And if you look at, number 1, at scores, number 2, at stats, the Rebels have progressively improved from week to week. A 40-0 loss against Kanab, 40-0 loss against Bear Lake, a 22-12 loss at Gunnison Valley 2 weeks ago, and then last week, a 26-12 loss here at home against Layton Christian. And in each of those games, the Rebels' offensive production got better and better, and their defense allowed a little bit less and less. So if that trend continues, Rich should have a chance here today. But again, when we compare scores, Rich versus Gunnison Valley and Layton Christian, losses by double digits. North Summit versus those same 2 teams, dominant victories by a total of 79-14 combined against Layton Christian and Gunnison Valley. Rebels, I think you are familiar, Rebel fans know the history of Rich Rebel football. 5 state championships, 6 state championships in 94, 95, 96. Coach Jerry Holmes leading the way in that. Coach Ashley Brown in 02, 09, and 2014 for the Rich Rebels. All-time, the history between these 2 teams, it's been a while since they played each other. 2001 was the last meeting, and North Summit won that by a field goal, 16-13. Prior to that, the Rebels had won a couple, and it's gone back and forth quite a bit. North Summit won the first 6 matchups in this series, but the Rebels have won a bunch since then. We'll tell you a little bit more detail on our Lake Town Ledger coming up later on the pregame show, but I'll tell you this, in the series, it's North Summit's 10 wins, the Rebels with 6. That's your scene set here this afternoon at Rich High School homecoming for your Rich Rebels hosting the North Summit Braves. And stay tuned. We got plenty more on our pregame show. This scene set has been brought to you by J-Bar Excavation, the team, the tools, and the experience for your excavation project. Give them a call at 435-793-5855. That's 435-793-5855. Stay tuned. The Mountain Valley Cattle Company where are they now? Coming up when we return here on the Rolling Kennedy pregame show here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Every excavation project requires the professionals, the equipment, and the strategy to get the job done right. J-Bar Excavation in Randolph, Utah has the team, the tools, and the plan to execute every phase of your project to create exactly what you're looking for. They have the machinery and the experience to provide quality work that fits your schedule and your budget. Call them today, 435-793-5855. J-Bar Excavation, 90 North Main, Randolph. The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper. Welcome back to the Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show. It's homecoming week, and today the Rebels face off against the North Summit Braves. It's not your typical homecoming opponent. The Braves have won 2 of their last 3, and more importantly, North Summit is 2-1 in 2A North Region play. The Rebels will have to bring their A game today to hang with a very fast and physical Braves team. We're about 35 minutes away from our opening kickoff, and it's time to catch up with Rebel alum Robert Piner, who graduated from Southridge High School in 1980. This portion of the Rolling Kennedy pregame show is called Where Are They Now? It's brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. We'll be right back with Robert on this broadcast of Rich Rebel football on Rebel Radio and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mountain Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities. in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mountain Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
On the Mountain Valley Cattle Company, where are they now with Robert Piner, a 1980 graduate of Southridge High School. Robert, you look younger than 1980 graduate.
There you go, huh? Thank you.
Tell me about 1980s, I guess the late 70s, early 80s at Southridge.
Yeah, I moved in between my sophomore and junior year, and with the oil boom, actually. So my family was involved with that, and at the time, you couldn't find a place in Evanston. That's where the boom was at, and we drifted north, ended up in Randolph. Finished out 2 years of high school there.
And let's go with the name of the interview. Where are they now? So what are you doing now? What have you done since graduating from Southridge?
I worked 25 years over in the surface coal mine over in Kemmer, and now currently I'm employed with a Schlumberger company, MI Swaco. I've been with them about 13 and a half years.
And family, kids, can we touch on that?
Yes, I have. One of the reasons I'm back in Evanston area is because of my children. I have 7 children, and 4 of them actually live in Evanston. One's in Randolph, one's in Layton, and the other one's in Provo.
So you're kind of right in the middle.
It's convenient, yeah. And still I get the benefits of Wyoming.
Benefits of Wyoming. For you, what is that? What are those benefits?
I enjoy the mountains. I grew up down in Mississippi when we moved out here, but I really enjoy the mountains. Not so much the cold and the wind, but we do that. So, but it's been good. It's been good for us and my children as well.
Are you a sports guy? Are you like Ole Miss fan, or have you migrated here? BYU, Utah? Who do you follow?
I don't have one team I really follow. I did grow up down south, so anytime Ole Miss or Mississippi State does well, that's always good. Anybody, if they beat Alabama, that's even better. So that happens occasionally, but not often. And moved out west and followed a little bit of the BYU sports, and then Utah's come on. My children are all Ute fans, so we get together whenever the Utes play.
Robert, how tall are you?
6'4".
But the basketball coach for Southridge in 1970, late 70s, early 80s was happy to see a young sophomore come in at 6'4". Were you that big then?
I was about 6'3". Yeah, they were happy. Actually, I had a good time. My junior year, Wes Tingey was the coach, and he made it fun. I wasn't really competitive. I played ball just to have fun. And it was fun with him. I don't know if I wasn't too serious about it. Maybe that was my fault. And then my senior year, they brought in a gentleman by the name of Scott Dean. And in the meantime, actually, between my junior and senior year, some things had happened. I made some choices. And I started working in the oil field back then. I was only 16 at the time, but they told me, "You're big enough, just tell them you're 18. Okay. So I thought I was going to do that. I was making pretty good money. And I didn't think I was going to go back and finish my senior year until, and I will say this, Scott Dean, I didn't know the gentleman at the time, wrote me a letter and said he looks forward to me coming to play. At that time, we played baseball in the fall. And then not so much the baseball, but he was hoping for the basketball.
Did you play baseball too?
I did. Actually, baseball was my favorite sport. Growing up in Mississippi, you could play more often than you can out here. So my brothers and I, we all played Little League and came up with the Pony League and Babe Ruth League, yeah. So it was fun.
So we just got a little bit of it, but what else? What other memories do you have at Southridge High School, playing sports, doing other things?
Well, I have to put a shout out. Miss Marianne Barker, if it wasn't for her and her tenacity with me, I wouldn't have graduated either. But she was a secretary at the high school at the time, and she took a liking to me, and a pretty good bond has created, and it's been a great friendship for 40-something years, so yeah. And then with Coach Tingey, and Coach Dean, has some good friends. Of course, we follow up at the time. Some of them are still in the Rich County area. Some of them have moved away. So that's good. But now I'm back in Evanston, mainly because of my children.
On the Mountain Valley Cattle Company, where are they now with Robert Piner, a 1980 graduate of Southridge High School? Robert, I always like, when I talk to folks who graduated from South or North Rich prior to the consolidation, tell me about what that was like, the rivalry, North versus Southridge.
There was, and I wasn't aware of it until I moved in, but there was a pretty good rivalry. Northridge at the time they had really good athletes, and when I was at Southridge, we played them. I don't know, we may have beat them once in basketball, but other than that, they had some good athletes at the time, and then they merged in '85, '86. So, yeah, River Rats and Bear Lakers, right?
Did you get, or were you around for when that consolidation happened and what that experience was like for you?
I was still living in the Randolph area. I was commuting to work, and then they merged. And I know that the enrollment at Northridge had dwindled quite a bit. And so the first year they merged, there wasn't too much of Northridge there. And then as they come on, and now they've created a bond. And I remember somebody telling me that, because at the time they were fairly competitive, the two schools, and I thought, oh, we're going to merge these two schools. They're going to be a powerhouse in athletics. So, and it has been in some.
Robert, anything else that I haven't asked about from your days at Southridge, what things were like or memories you have?
I don't know, just the bonds that I've made with some of the folks there, and now my oldest daughter, she's involved with cheerleading, and I have my children. Some of them have come through; they graduated from Rich, and so it's good to see you go back to the gymnasium. I've been away, moved away, lived in other areas for a while, come back into the gym. Now following stepchildren through the school and athletics, and seeing some of the same people, just a little bit older, and sitting in the gymnasium.
Robert, it's sure been a pleasure to talk with you and get to know you a little bit. Robert Piner, 1980 graduate of Southridge High School. Good luck with all you got going on to the grandkids. And I like to give Shay a hard time about running away from the microphone. I appreciate you coming to it today.
Thank you, Ryan. And I really appreciate working my schedule that I do 2 weeks away. I can always put on mylocalradio.com and have Ryan do accurate calls, and we really appreciate that. A lot of people do. So, again, thank you.
Thanks, Robert. It was a pleasure getting to know Robert just a little bit on Where Are They Now, brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Stay tuned on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show. When we return, we'll visit with the coaches of today's teams on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. This is Rich Rebel Football on KDQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com. We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Tuned in to Rich High Rebel Football on KADQ 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. This is Rebel coach Justin Grohl on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Stay tuned in. Kickoff is just 20 minutes away here on KADQ.
Welcome to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. It's homecoming and the Rebels host the North Summit Braves. The last time these teams met was almost 2 decades ago. Go back almost 3 decades, and these teams met in the championship game of 1991 season. North Summit beat the Rebels 14-6 that year. We'll see how things go today on the field at Rich High School. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Gary Crittenden, and then we'll talk to Rebel head man Justin Grohl and get his thoughts on today's game. We'll be back after this from Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care on this broadcast of Rich Rebel Football on Rebel Radio with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Go Rebels!
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 20 for quality and best practices and critical access. Offering a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. When it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
At Ellingford Brothers, we're known for an excellent steel shop and quality cement. We also provide other products all year round. Sand and different sizes of gravel for road base and landscaping in the summer and fall. Traction in the winter and mud control in the spring. Bark for landscaping in the summer and winterization in the fall. And topsoil. Spring, summer, and fall, prices are always honest. Pickup or delivery. Ellingford Brothers, your year-round source for so many things. Stop in today at 221 County Road in Evanston.
With Gary Crittenden, head coach of the North Summit Braves. Coach, thanks for making the trip up.
Thank you. It was always good to come up here. Great people. I have some fond memories and good battles up here at Rich High. So yeah, it's fun.
Let's get into that a little bit more. Tell me about your history growing up. Where'd you play football, and then how'd you end up coaching North Summit?
Well, grew up in Colville and played for Rick Harrison at North Summit. We actually had some epic battles with Rich when Coach Holmes was up here, and Coach Grohl, that's the head coach. He's my age. We're getting to be old buggers now, but yeah, those days you hated each other when you're looking across the line of scrimmage, and then when you get out, I mean, some of those guys are my best friends. Jason Forsgren to this day, I get to see him, and it's always fun to see him, and some of those guys, the Ryan Brown, just it was always a good, clean, hard hitting game, but some of the best battles that I had throughout school was, the purple and gold versus the blue and white. So yeah, that was kind of fun.
Coach, this is your third year coaching North Summit. How are things going program-wise overall?
Taking over for Coach Smith, he did an amazing job. And I was actually at Morgan for 20 years, and then the first year I was still teaching at Morgan but coaching at North Summit, and that was difficult. But the kids are, honestly, it's just fun to be home and to be, coaching those same type of kids that were in school when I was there, and to try to kind of rebuild. We've had a few down years, and to try to rebuild the program and get it to where it was. That's not a fun process, but it's also super rewarding to have these kids, their hard work pay off, and that's kind of what it's about. I want those kids to have those experiences that I had, when I was playing at North Summit, and that, that's what drives you.
From a win-loss standpoint, you seem to be heading in the right direction.
Yeah, we were able to luck out on a few of the games, and then the kids come and played really hard. Some of our losses, and it's easy to look back, and maybe this is a little coach speak, but the score didn't really tell the real story of the game. You get a couple of those bounces, and turnovers are just huge. Even you look into the colleges or pros, and high school's no different. You lose that turnover battle, and you've lost a lot. So I think that's going to be key, to any game, especially this game. You get in these hard-fought games, and you lose that turnover battle, and you're fighting an uphill battle at that point.
It's interesting now with the RPI. The fact that this is a region game doesn't mean as much as it's a kind of a mid-season, another must-win game.
It is. Any game now, you don't have warm-up games with this RPI system, and I don't fully understand it except for the fact that I think I'm not sure it's a good thing, and I'm not sure it's super bad, but what I know of it right now, I'm not a huge fan, just because, you see some of these scores of these, not necessarily the smaller schools, but the bigger schools, they have to make a statement every week and beat people, some ridiculous amount. I think you're kind of losing sight of what this whole thing's about, and that aspect, I hate the RPI. But then there's some also benefits to it as well, as maybe getting the best teams in there, and that kind of thing. And I think there's some advantages that ways, but I'm not 100% sure that the pros are worth the cons, in my opinion, at this point.
Well, I guess we'll see how that shakes out the rest of the way, right, Coach? For now, though, today, the game against Rich, it's the Rebels' homecoming. And what do you feel like your Braves need to do to beat the Rebels today?
The biggest thing we have to do is execute what we're going to try to do, and cannot lose that turnover battle. I think that in any game, especially this one, Rich is going to come out and they're swinging, and hopefully we're swinging too, and to see who's going to win that turnover battle, I think that's going to be a big thing. The other thing I think that you look at in these games, and geez, in our homecoming, the emotions and the momentum, and that's going to play a huge deal. If we can battle that, I think we'll be okay. But geez, you get in these games and you just hope that your kids are going to come play and do what you've practiced all week,
Coach, it's exciting to have this rivalry renewed, Rich versus North Summit in football, and we're excited to have you here. Thanks for your time. Anything else you want to touch on?
Just thank you. A lot of times kids for Rich or North Summit or whatever, they put in a lot of hard work, and it's cool to be hear your name on radio or television or whatever, and I appreciate what you guys do that way, and hopefully we can have a good battle here today. Thank you.
Coach Gary Crittenden, thanks so much for your time. Good luck today and with the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Coach Crittenden. We're only about 15 minutes away from kickoff and today's action. You're tuned into the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show, and coming up on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show, we'll visit with the head man of the Rich Rebels, Justin Grohl, here on Rich Rebel Football on Rebel Radio and online at mylocalradio.com.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well-trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m., we invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at West Star Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit West Star Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. West Star Printing, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show. We're in the middle of the Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. Rebels come in at 0-4. The North Summit Braves at 3-3. Rich needs to get in the win column, looking ahead at the playoff seedings and RPI ratings and all that kind of stuff. The Rebels are in a point of the season where they've got to start earning some wins, and it won't be easy today. The last two games that the Rebels have lost against Gunnison Valley and Layton Christian, well, North Summit beat those two teams by a combined 79-14. So for Rich to hang with North Summit today, the Rebels will have to probably play their best game of the season. Stay tuned. We've got more of the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show coming up. We'll visit with Rich Rebel coach Justin Grohl here on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 20 for quality and best practices and critical access. Offering a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. When it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care. When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Rich Rebels!
With Justin Grohl, head coach of the Rich Rebel football team, 26-12, the final. For a second straight week, Coach, you guys scored first, but the other team came roaring back.
Yeah, we do really well and move the ball, and if we score first, then we just kind of let down, let go and think, okay, it's over, or, not push forward. And that's one of the things we're working on this week is once you start scoring, that's when you're really taking and put your foot down on the pedal and go forward and don't give them a chance, and that's learning. These kids, they're learning and improving, but we just got to continue to improve.
You're definitely seeing improvement. The offensive output has been better and better each week.
Yeah, we're finally starting to get a few things down. We've changed a few things, and we're running hard, and we're blocking pretty well. We just got to clean it up, and there's once or twice we let things get by us and stuff, and that happens. That's going to happen at the high school level, but we just got to keep improving. Just clean things up every single week and get better. We're getting more and more experience, and the youth they're getting quite a bit of time to figure things out, and as they keep going, we'll figure more out, and we'll continue to improve.
Let's talk about some of the youth, specifically your line play. Do you see that getting better? Or guys knowing where they need to be, knowing who they need to block? It doesn't always happen just right, but is the knowledge there?
Yeah, we only had a couple of kids from last year that have been playing and starting from last year, and they're stepping up. They're doing really well. We've had, along the line, we've got one senior, and then right now we've got one junior, and the rest of us are sophomores. So we're still young. Sophomores are doing really well. They're learning and stepping up, and the junior, he's not had a lot of experience, but he's starting to figure it out. And so as we continue to improve, we'll figure it out.
What do you know about the Braves, your opponent this week?
They're really, really fast. They love to run it. They will throw it to keep you so that you're not just keying on the run and bringing everybody up. But North Summit's always fast. I mean, you look at it in track and stuff, they've always got one or two in the top, not only 2A, but they could go 3 and 4A that would in the 100 and 200 that they could run right with anybody. And they've still got that lot of speed. They got some big kids, and they've started winning, so they're starting to get some confidence. So Gary's done a good job with them, and they're continuing to get better.
You can see that in their scores. They had dominant wins over Layton Christian, and then last week Gunnison. Things that you need to do to hang with North Summit this weekend?
Like I said, we've got to stop. There's a couple of kids that we'll have to really work it through, and they're very shifty. We've got to tackle really well. Don't give them a chance to get away and rally to the ball. We're going to have to keep coming and rallying and let everybody help each other. I think we're thinking, well, one person's there and he's going to make the tackle, and it just hasn't happened. We need to keep rallying the ball and get them wrapped up, and I think if we'll do that, we'll be okay.
It's not your typical quote-unquote homecoming opponent. This is a good team.
No, this is one that if you pick, this is probably not one you want to go in against, but we don't get to pick. Told the kids, you guys go have fun this week, but your main job and what people are coming back for is to watch you. You have to stay focused on that. And that's what we're trying to instill. Go have fun, but take care of business too. You have to focus on and keep sight of what we're here to do.
Anything else you want to touch on, Coach?
I think that's it. Thank you.
Justin Grohl, the Rich Rebels, thanks so much for your time. Good luck with North Summit.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Coach. This has been the Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. We're down to crunch time as this homecoming game kicks off in less than 10 minutes. You're tuned in to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show of Rich Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by CAD Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at CAD Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
You've been tuned into the Pregame Show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We've got the Lake Town Ledger, the Town and Country Green Scene, and the Epic Recreation Keys of the game coming up in a bit. Rich Rebel football, homecoming week, hosting the North Summit Braves. And these teams played a lot in the past, mid to late 80s, early 90s, or throughout the 90s and into the early 2000s, but haven't played since 2001. That's the last time Rich took on North Summit. Tell you more about that on our Lake Town Ledger. Rich versus North Summit here on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
In Rich County, we know that our children are our future. Helping our kids grow into kind, productive adults is a community effort. This is Rolene Kennedy, Auto Farm Chevrolet's Rich County representative, serving my neighbors for more than 20 years. My kids are Rich High School graduates. When you need a vehicle, come and see me, new or pre-owned. I'll always treat you with respect and honesty, the Rich County way. Auto Farm Chevrolet, we're a community-driven dealer. Go Rebels!
Back on the Pregame Show, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. An interesting matchup here today. It's a 2A North Region game, but as we've discussed a little bit earlier today and previously, the fact that it's a region game really doesn't mean all that much. With the RPI rating system, what matters is wins and losses and your opponent's wins and losses. And it's interesting if you're looking at if you've looked at the RPI recently, you'll see Beavers number one. And I think most people around the state who follow 2A football at all would probably say, yeah, Beavers the best team in the state, followed by Millard and Milford. Duchesne number 4, Monticello 5. Down near the bottom, North Summit is ranked number 9 on the RPI. And this is where things get a little bit interesting, and you just have to say, well, I guess it'll shake itself out later on in the year because North Summit took on North Sevier earlier this year. North Summit is 9, North Sevier 10. North Sevier beat North Summit 47-20. So they beat them by 4 touchdowns, but somehow with the RPI rating system, North Summit is ahead of North Sevier. Rich down at the bottom at number 13, and the only team in 2A that hasn't won a game. And so that's where today's game becomes all that much more important for especially the Rich Rebels, needing to get out of that bottom spot to earn a win and try to up that RPI rating a little bit. In the past, with homecoming games, I know Coach Ashley Brown, the previous coach of the Rich Rebels, was frequently, I don't know if frustrated was the right word, but homecoming week was always a challenge because he said the kids were always so distracted. They were tired. They'd stay up late partying and then have to get their homework done. And all the other activities going on during homecoming week, he considered it a big distraction. And in fact, the last time the Rebels won a state championship, 2014, they lost homecoming 9-7 against Kanab. Robbie, you remember that one? A 9-7 loss in homecoming. That was the last loss of the season. They reeled off 7 straight wins after that and won the state title. But then last year, on the other side of it, on the flip side of all that distraction and exhaustion and partying, on the flip side is the emotion, the extra emotion that comes with the game, with the extra, with the fans and the whole situation. And so we saw last year the Rebels hosting Kanab and came up with a very good game and beat the Cowboys 28-14. So it's kind of you just never really know what you're going to get with a homecoming game. Now, if we dive into the comparison a little bit more of these two teams, Rich lost to Gunnison Valley 22-12 and lost to Layton Christian 26-12. North Summit beat both of those teams by a combined 79-14. So on paper, it looks like North Summit has the advantage. Rebels, of course, have the home field, but against a team like North Summit. That's only an hour and a half away at that home field. Not as big of a deal. It's not a big, long bus trip like driving from Monticello or up from Kanab. So an interesting matchup as the Rebels host the North Summit Braves. Let's jump into the Laketown Ledger. Brought to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council of Laketown. Rich and North Summit have not played since 2001. The Braves won that matchup 16-13. Rebels had won 2 in a row prior to that in 1999 and 2000. Rich and North Summit faced off 3 times in 1991. North Summit won at North Summit. Rich won here, both during the regular season, and then they met up for the state championship. And in fact, Coach Justin Grohl of the Rebels and Coach Gary Crittenden of the Braves played in that game, and North Summit won it 14-6. And that was one of the more recent titles for North Summit in its football history. The overall in the series on the Laketown Ledger, North Summit leads 10 wins to 6 losses. So the Rebels 6 wins and 10 losses against the Braves in this series. That's your Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council of Laketown. We've got your Town and Country Realty Green Scene, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Pam Cornea at 435-779-0012. That's 435-779-0012. This morning, a cool morning for the Rich High School homecoming parade. A lot of coats, a few blankets, some jackets and things like that. And it looked like it was going to rain, but things cleared up. The sun came out. Currently 63 degrees. A beautiful fall afternoon at Rich High School. The field looks good, freshly painted. You've got Rich Rebels down in the end zones, Rich in the north end zone, Rebels in the south end zone. The field, again, looks good. And in fact, talking with a few of the North Summit coaches, they said, man, this field looks a lot better than another field we played on recently. So that's a definite positive for the field here today. Some fans in purple and white across the way, some in the visitors' bleachers. They've just about filled those bleachers up. Let's get the coin toss here. It looks like the Rebels will receive to start this game out. North Summit won the toss and deferred. Rich will receive. It is windy, wind coming out of the west, and so the teams both will have to deal with that. For North Summit, their quarterback, Bo Wollstenhume, a junior in his first year starting, completing 51% of his passes, 9 touchdowns to 1 interception. And we'll see if the win today plays any kind of a factor against the North Summit passing game. Rebel fans out in full force, out to our left and right, down in front of us, and a beautiful afternoon here in Randolph, Utah, with the Crawford Mountains in the distance. That's your green scene, brought to you by Town and Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Pam Cornea, 435-779-0012. We'll get you your starters and the Epic Recreation keys of the game coming up in just a moment. Let me jump into that here in a second. I think we're going to have the presenting of the flag and either the pledge or the national anthem. So I'm kind of just stalling for a second here to see if that happens right away or within the next few minutes. We thank you for tuning in to the pregame show, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Some history for North Summit all time. They've played football. This is the 94th year of football and a 5-12 winning percentage. They've won 22 region titles, 7 state championships, and they've been to the state championship game an additional 4 times and lost those. So 7-4 overall in state championship matchups. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with your Epic Recreation keys of the game and the Bear Lake Physical Therapy opening kickoff.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Flint Silva, and you're watching Rich High School football on Rebel Radio and mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Rich High School athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot Feed and Supply Store.
Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help. With residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more. Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
Moving along in our pregame coverage, let's jump into your keys of the game, brought to you by Epic Recreation. For all your rentals in the Bear Lake area, visit epicrecreation.net or find them on Facebook. First key is discipline D. Similar to Layton Christian, the North Summit Braves speed and misdirection plays are going to be a challenge for the Rebels to contain today. So how does a defense negate an opponent's speed and deception? With solid, disciplined defense. If every Rebel does his assignment, stays in his lane, and trusts his teammates to do the same, the Rebel defense can keep this one close. In short, to slow down the Braves, the Rebels must play disciplined D. Number 2 is limit mistakes. 2 interceptions and 2 turnovers on downs, both in Layton Christian territory, were costly mistakes in last week's 26-12 loss to the Eagles. But maybe more costly were smaller mistakes, such as a missed block, a late throw on a screen pass, failure to wrap up on a tackle, even something as simple as lining up too close together on the line of scrimmage. The Rebels gave special attention this week to fix those little miscues, and to take down the Braves this afternoon, the Rebels will have to play like they practice and limit mistakes. And your third Epic Recreation key of the game, execute on O. Now, you take a look at the stats, and you'll see the Rebel offense has improved each week. Some of that has been the level of competition, but most of that improvement has come from the Rebels playing better, knowing what they should be doing on each play and then doing it. The level of competition takes a few steps up this week, with North Summit having beat Gunnison Valley and Layton Christian by a combined 79-14. So, to quote Bachman and Turner Overdrive, taking care of business today means the Rebels have to execute on O. North Summit with the kickoff, a short pooch kick out to the North Summit sideline. That's our far sideline from where we're sitting at mylocalradio.com. Goes out of bounds about the 23-yard line, and Rich will get good field position to start this drive. Our keys of the game were brought to you by Epic Recreation. For all your rentals in Bear Lake, whether you're down on the lake or up in the mountains, visit epicrecreation.net. They've got it all. Rich, a 1st and 10 from its own 35-yard line. First quarter. 12 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Brought to you by the Crawford Trough in Randolph. We'll get you starters here in just a moment as the Rebels are up at the line of scrimmage. Carrillo under center. Takes the snap, running right, lowers the shoulder on an option, had no chance to pitch. He's driven back, and they'll spot it just a yard or two behind the line of scrimmage, not much of a gain. North Summit Braves defense, pretty big up front, 210 pounds, 6'7", Quintin Jones, a junior defensive end. The other end is 6 foot, 175, Riker Johnson. Defensive tackles, 6 foot, 235, Etamani Faavale, and 6'3", 287, Chase Dawson. Linebackers are junior Dakota Jones, number 25. Number 42 is senior Gabe Jacobson. Number 55, a junior Matagi Favale. And number 43, a senior Riker Pence. We'll get you the rest in a moment. Rebels a 2nd down and 12. And the snap, give right side, and quickly wrapped up and brought down is Stetson Huffaker. No gain on the play. Huffaker, 1 yard. They'll put him back out at the 34. So we'll give Huffaker 1 yard. The rest of that defensive starting lineup, junior number 5, Ethan Crittenden, and junior number 27, Cale Lewis. The cornerbacks, free safety is number 11, a senior, Cannon Richens. He's back deep, 20 yards deep. As the Rebels take a snap, misdirection, give to Huffaker, right side, out to the 40, brought down from behind. A nice gain of 6, but Rich will be well short of a first down after 5 yards by Stetson Huffaker. Rebel starting offense. Maybe we'll give you the Rebel defense since we didn't quite get to the starting offense in time, as Rich is forced into a punting situation. Huffaker at his own 27-yard line to punt this one away. Cannon Richens back deep to receive. Stetson high, wobbly punt to the left side. Kyler Wilson gets blocked to the ground. Ball rolls all the way down to the 5. Richens picks it up there and cannot get away from Kyler Wilson. What hustle from the senior Wilson, who got pushed in the back to the ground, got up and then made the tackle. So Kyler Wilson with the hustle play and a great punt by Stetson Huffaker. North Summit will take over 1st and 10 from deep in its own territory. Looks like they'll spot it just inside the 7-yard line. Crawford Trough in Randolph first quarter. 9:56 left in this first period. And the ball on the right hash. North Summit attacking right to left at mylocalradio.com. In the shotgun is Bo Wolstenhulme. Takes the snap, spins, and gives to Richens. Cannon behind the right tackle. Picks his way across the 10 to about the 12. And a solid gain for Cannon Richens. He's carried the ball 41 times with that 5-yard gain. He's at 296 yards on the season. That's 7.5 yards per carry. They spot him at the 12, almost the 13-yard line. Brings up a 3rd down and a short 5. Wolstenhulme in the shotgun. One man on each hip and a man wide to each side. Takes the snap, spins the other direction, and gives to, I think this is Cale Hobson on the carry, out near the 14, maybe to the 15-yard line by the time his progress was stopped. And that is, no, that's not Cale Hobson. That is Weston Zwallen, number 21, a senior. He had not carried the ball a whole lot this year. In fact, that's just his 4th carry of the season. It goes for 3 yards out to the 15. Brings up a 3rd and a short 3. We'll call it 2. Wolstenhulme in the shotgun. Takes a snap, gives to Richens, going around the right side. Taylor gets cut off trying to contain. Richens has the first down a little bit more. He's pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 7. North Summit started this drive at its own 7-yard line. That carry by Richens takes it out to the 23, so that's 8 yards on the carry. Coach Crittenden and Coach Grohl played against each other. Of course, Coach Grohl for the Rebels, Crittenden for the Braves. In the shotgun, Wolstenhulme back to throw over the middle. He's got his man caught on the right hash marks. Enough for a first down and a little bit more. Ethan Crittenden, the son of Coach Gary Crittenden, at the 36, a 13-yard catching. Not much of a run. Pretty quick tackle by the Rebels after Crittenden made the catch. First down and 10. North Summit moving the football. They've run 4 plays, picked up 2 first downs. Wolstenhulme in the shotgun. Cale Hobson behind him in the pistol. 3 receivers out to the left side. Riley Taylor moves and gets into the neutral zone early. Watch out for that big man. Here was just on the left side of the line. Quintin Jones, a 6'7", 210-pound junior basketball honorable mention last year as a sophomore in 2A basketball. And he's one of Wolstenhulme's favorite targets. Averages 19 or 20 yards per reception. Has 4 touchdowns on the season. First down and 5. Man wide out here to the left side is junior Hunter Rex. The rest of the skill guys in tight. Give to Cale Hobson, and he's wrapped up. Pushes through the wrap to the 42-yard line, but then a gang of Rebels wrap him up and push him back. And that's something that the Rebels focused on this week in practice was, guys, we got a gang tackle. We got to rally to the football. Once we see where it's going, get there. Just 1 yard on the carry for Cale Hobson. And again, he's the leading ball carrier on this team. Came in with 60 carries, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. And if you see him line up, that we haven't seen it yet, he'll often line up as a wingback type position. And we'll see a lot of counters from that formation. Trips to the right, Wolstenhulme in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Looks in the middle, nothing there, tucks and runs. Rebels try to get to him. Flint Silva trips him up. Wolstenhulme picks up a couple. Colton Hislop helps on the tackle. And Wolstenhulme gets across midfield. To the Rebel 49. Gain of 9 yards for Wolstenhulme. In high school statistics, a sack counts against the quarterback's running yardage. So Wolstenhulme with minus 14, plus that 9-yard gain has minus 5 yards rushing. Throw out to the right side, looking for Cale Hobson, incomplete. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 at the Rebel 49-yard line. Ball on the left hash. North Summit has sustained this drive, their first possession of the game. Attacking right to left at mylocalradio.com. Wilson-Hulme takes the snap, gives to Richens, trying to get around the right corner. Bounces outside, gets one pass, one tackler to miss, and then Kyler Wilson rides him out of bounds at the 33 of Rich. So pretty big gain, and there's some of that speed. We heard Coach Grohl talk about the speed of this team was going to be a problem, or something he was certainly worried about. To the 34-yard line. That was a 15-yard gain. And Cannon Richens with 3 carries for 28 yards already. That's another first down for the Braves. Trips out to the left side, one man wide right. Wilson-Hulme in the shotgun. Man behind him in the pistol. Takes the snap, back, looking to throw, looking left, still looking left, throws high and incomplete. Looking out on this right side for Crimson Crittenden. I believe, no, that was for Cannon Richens, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10, ball on the Rebel 34. On the right hash. No score on the station on main scoreboard. 5:45 left in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Rebels went 3 and out on their first possession after receiving the opening kickoff. North Summit started this possession at their own 7. 3 in the backfield. The snap give to Cale Hobson, right side. Tripped up. Nope. Kept his feet and drives forward. Drags a Rebel for an extra 5 yards to the 24. And looks like that'll be enough for another first down for the Braves. They spot it right at the 24-yard line, so Cale Hobson picks up 10. Puts his total at 11 yards on 2 carries. Ball on the right hash at the Rebel 24-yard line. No score on the station on main scoreboard. Clock stopped at 5:36. Wilson-Hulme in the shotgun. And I think, a false start. I saw a little motion. One of the officials throws the flag, and it is an illegal procedure. So to 29 seconds, or to the 29-yard line, that backs North Summit up a bit. First down and 15. North Summit's first possession. Again, no score on the station on main scoreboard. Trips on the left side. Wilson-Hulme in the shotgun. Some movement from the offensive line first, and then Riley Taylor jumped into the neutral zone and initiated contact, but I think he only moved because of the movement on the offensive line. The officials saw the same thing I did, and that's another 5 yards back to the 34. Rob, let me give you a little help here. Our camera, is that any brighter? Is that better? Brighten up our camera a little bit for Rob Leifson running the Bear Lake Realty camera. 2 in the backfield, man on the left side wing back. The snap, and Cale Hobson gets the handoff wrapped up pretty quickly. Keeps his momentum moving forward and picks up a couple to the 32-yard line. James McKinnon and Kyler Wilson on the tackle. Brings up a second down and about 18. Ball at the Rebel 32, and they need just inside the 14 to move the chains. Wilson-Hulme in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 left, 1 in the backfield behind him. Takes the snap, looks right all the way, throws and hit, but caught. Perfect timing on the hit by Jaden Grohl, and what a catch by Ethan Crittenden, the junior. Held on through the hit at the 19-yard line. Another 13-yard gain. That's his second catch, both for 13 yards. Sets up a 3rd down and 5 at the 19-yard line of Rich. North Summit has had the football for most of this first quarter after the Rebels went 3 and out, punted. North Summit started from their own 7. No score on the station on main scoreboard. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Long, hard count, snap. Cannon Richens trying to break around the outside, and the Rebels gobble him up. Riley Taylor, that's the way to do containment, boys and girls. Contains Richens, forces him back, and then chases him down. Plus, the Rebels rally to the football, and Richens is brought down deep. If North Summit was in field goal territory, they're probably out of it now. Clear back at the 31. A loss of 12 on the play. That is a huge tackle right there. Maybe your Dr. McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. Dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. That's McKay Frankham Dental Services in Evanston. North Summit lined up to go for it on a 4th and 16. 3 receivers left, 1 wide right. Woolston Hulme in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks left, looking left all the way, throws high over the middle, and diving out to make the catch at about the 10-yard line is Weston Zwallen. And on a 4th and 16, North Summit picks up down to the 8, 23 yards and a first down. That puts Bo Woolston-Hulme at 3 of 5 for 49 yards and a first down and goal, North Summit. Snap, give left side, and Cale Hobson wrapped up immediately. Weston in the backfield. Bridger Weston with defensive penetration stopped Hobson back at the 11-yard line, a loss of 3. So a 2nd and goal at the Rebel 11. Under 2 minutes left in the Crawford Trophy in Randolph first quarter. No score on the station on main scoreboard. North Summit, this will be the 15th play of the drive. After the Rebels went 3 and out, punted, North Summit started at its own 7. Man is wide out to the left, 2 on the right side. Woolston-Hulme with 2 wingbacks. Takes the snap, pitches to Cale Hobson coming left. He's got a wall of blockers, follows him into the end zone, and he's through, met by Flint Silva, but breaks through the tackle and scores. 15-play drive capped off by an 11-yard touchdown run from Cale Hobson. And North Summit is on the board. In the Crawford Trophy in Randolph first quarter, 1:31 left to play. In to attempt the extra point. It's Carson McKnight, the kicker. He's a junior, 5'10", 170-pounder. Made a couple of tackles defensively this season. Kicks right. The holder calls for it. Spot, the place is good. The hold is good, rather. The kick is up and through. And with 1:31 left in the Crawford Trophy in Randolph first quarter, North Summit leads 7-0 here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. What could be better than a fresh, mouth-watering burger from the Crawford Trophy in Randolph? Top it with cheese and thick-cut bacon, or throw in some mushrooms and make it a double. Now we're talking. Add home-cut fries and a creamy shake, and you might just think you're in paradise. With crisp salads and tasty wraps, plus onion rings, perfectly cooked chicken, cold drinks, and silky smooth ice cream, the Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink at 120 South Main in Randolph. North Summit starts its first possession at its own 7-yard line. 8.5 minutes later, 15 plays, 93 yards. Cale Hobson runs it in from 11 yards out. And the Braves take a 7-0 lead on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels had a big sack on that play by Riley Taylor. And that backed the Braves up. They had a 4th and 16 and converted. It was a big-time conversion. Rebels set to receive this kickoff. Kyler Wilson, the lone man, back deep with Stetson Huffaker a few yards ahead of him. The kick short, and Huffaker goes back. It goes through his hands all the way back to the 2 where he scoops it up, runs right out to the 10, across the 12, lowered his shoulders and got to the 13. So a short return and a long field for the Rebel offense. North Summit Braves just a few years ago, actually a little bit more than that, 2002, a guy by the name of Andy Carlson set a all-time Utah State record for rushing attempts in a season in 2002, had 323 attempts. That record stands from 17 years ago. Rebels 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. 123 left in the Crawford Trough and Randolph first quarter. I formation behind Carrillo. Takes the snap, gives to Huffaker, and he's got nowhere to go. Immediately stopped and driven back. Defensive penetration by Matangi Fa'avale. Led the team in tackles last year. That's Fa'avale. 38 tackles, make it 39 with that one. And no gain for the Rebels. Huffaker with 3 carries, 6 yards. 2nd down and 10. Fa'avale second on the team in tackles at this point of this season. Riker Pence, a senior outside linebacker, leads the team. One man in the backfield behind Carrillo. Give to Huffaker. Gets a nice block and bounces outside across the 20. Finally tripped up. Close to a first down near the 22. So many of these plays, if you watch the line and where players are going to block, so many of these plays are the premise depends so heavily on the timing of people being in the right place, and the timing worked well that time. Huffaker picks up 8 to bring up a 3rd and short. Stetson, 8 carries, 14 yards. As a running back this season, Stetson has 22 carries for 54 yards. That takes us to the end of the first quarter, brought to you by the Crawford Trough in Randolph, the place to eat and drink in Randolph. They're open late after every Rebel home game. Thursday through Saturdays, open till 7 p.m. We'll be right back with more Rebel Football and the Wildlife at mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
7-0. North Summit with the lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. They possessed the football for 8.5 minutes of the 12 minutes in the Crawford Trough and Randolph first quarter. Rebels have it, a 3rd down and 2 from their own 21-yard line. Man in motion, Jaden Grohl. Carrillo takes the snap, turns, and gives up the middle, and Huffaker with nowhere to go. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of a couple back to the 19. Brings up a 4th down. We'll see if the Rebels have been able to make any kind of adjustments to what North Summit did offensively. The Rebels had forced them into a 4th and 6, but a long passing play from Woolston Hulme to Weston Zwallen. That was his, actually, let's see, for Zwallen, that was his 5th reception of the season. He's been gaining more and more action as the season is worn on. Huffaker gets off a nice punt. Richens fields it, drops it. It's on the turf, and Wilson is blocked in the black at the back. No flag comes in. Richens breaks a couple of tackles, starts right, goes back left, and gets across the 50 into Rebel territory. Maybe it just looked from here like a lot of contact. Wilson was certainly went down, and there was a man right on his back, but no flag came in, so North Summit takes over after Richens' return at the Rebel 46-yard line. Second quarter, 11 minutes, 11 seconds left. Our second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff for all your propane needs, 435-793-4208. Braves attacking left to right from our view here in this second quarter. Trips to the right side. Woolston Hulme in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Pressure coming. Throws over the middle, and it's caught. Quintin Jones had to slow down on his route. It was thrown behind him, but he stopped, went back, made the catch at the Rebel 27-yard line. 19 yards. That's Quintin Jones' average per catch this season, 19.9, so right about there. Woolston Hulme, 4 of 6. 49 and 19 is 68 yards through the air. Quarterbacks against Rich have been pretty successful this season. We saw Wheelwright go 15 of 20 for a couple of touchdowns last week. Give to Cale Hobson, left side. Hesitates, cut in, back out. He's got some room down the left sideline. First down and a lot more, maybe 20 yards, all the way down inside the Rebel 10 before he's finally shoved out of bounds. Big hole up the middle there. They'll spot it right at the 10. So 17 yards for Cale Hobson. 6 carries, 38 yards, and a score. 2 plays, 2 first downs for this North Summit offense. 10 minutes, 31 seconds left. Clock stops with the play going out of bounds here in the T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. And North Summit leads 7-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Trips to the right. Watch for big Quintin Jones over the middle. Big, tall target for Woolston Hulme on a 1st and goal at the 10. Looks, nowhere to throw, tucks, runs, and he's brought down in the backfield. Big shoestring tackle. Colton Hislop makes the tackle, reached out to try and help Woolston Hulme up, and Bo says, no thanks, I can get up on my own. And they spot it right at the 10. Second and goal, it remains. Woolston Hulme with a man behind him in the shotgun. Riker Pence, a state champion wrestler last year as a junior. The snap and the give to Richens. He's met in the middle. Kyler Wilson has been tasked today with being the spy, the man-on-man against Richens. And Cannon didn't get much of a gain there. A yard, maybe 2. They'll spot it at the 8. And the key for Wilson on that stop was that he moved upfield. Not only did he follow Richens across the line, but then he was able to play downfield and keep Richens from a big gain. 3rd down and goal at the Rebel 8. 7-0 North Summit on top. 9.5 left in this second quarter on the Station on Main scoreboard. 2 receivers left, 2 on the right side. And Richens in tight on the left. Woolston Hulme in the shotgun. Back, here's the shovel pass. Cale Hobson cuts inside, skips past one tackler, then he's wrapped up. Bridger Weston, the initial wrap-up. And they bring Hobson down at about the 6-yard line. A short gain. And there's that misdirection. You saw Hobson start right and then go back to his left. And the Rebels covered the counter play well. Hobson, 7 carries, 40 yards in the game. Brings up a 4th and 7. Last time North Summit had a 4th down, it was 16 yards to go. They threw it over the middle and converted the 1st down. This time they line up with 2 receivers left, 2 wide right. And Woolston Hulme in the shotgun. Throw over the middle, and Richens is in. He got on the outside of Wilson, caught the ball right on the goal line, turned and scored. A 6-yard touchdown pass from Bo Woolston Hulme, a nice toss. Cannon Richens has his 14th reception of the season for his 5th touchdown receiving. He's also got 2 touchdowns on the ground for a total of 7 touchdowns. This drive much faster than the first. Kick is up and straight through the uprights and good. 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit leads with 8:23 left in the second quarter. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Flint Silva, and you're watching Rich High School Football on Rebel Radio and MyLocalRadio.com.
When T7 Propane in Woodruff, Utah is your propane supplier, you get reliable, safe, and professional propane service. And that's not all. T7 Propane offers years of expertise, quality product, and the most responsive propane service in the area. For home or other heating needs, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for professional or business propane needs. Call 435-793-4208. That's 435-793-4208.
A shorter field on that possession for North Summit. 6 plays to go to 46 yards. Took the Braves about 3.5 minutes. Actually, about 2.5 minutes. From 11:11 on the clock to 8:23. And they cap it off with a Bo Wolstenholme to Cannon Richens touchdown toss. Extra point was good, and the Braves lead 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels have got to get something going offensively. So far, 2 possessions, 3 and out both times. They've run 6 plays and punted twice. 8:23 left in the second. North Summit leads, and the kickoff. Deep. Wilson will let it go, bounce into the end zone for a touchback. And the Rebels will start from their own 20-yard line. Rich has started from its own 35, its own 13, and now its own 20. Let me do some quick figuring here. 11 seconds plus 37 is 48. So 2 minutes, 48 seconds on that last drive by North Summit. And the Braves with the lead. And Bo Wolstenholme has been good so far. 5 of 6, 74 yards and a touchdown through the air for the Braves. His first year as a starter, he's a junior, so some promising future ahead for this Braves team if Wolstenholme can play like that the rest of this season and into next. 2 receivers left, 2 wide right. Carrillo back, first toss of the day out wide in the flat, looking for Jaden Grohl. It's too high and incomplete. And Carrillo starts the day 0 of 1. He's completing almost 50% of his passes this season for 234 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Also has a rushing touchdown. All 3 of those touchdowns have been caught by Kyler Wilson. Connor Greer in with the play. Rebels trailing 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit has put together a couple of nice drives. One, a long one, started at their own 7-yard line, and then the last one started at the Rebel 46. Snap and a give going right. Not much room to run for Colton Hislop. His first carry in a couple of weeks after hurting his knee against, was that at Bear Lake or was that at Gunnison Valley? I think it was at Bear Lake. Either way, Hislop with no gain on the play. In fact, didn't even quite make it back to the line of scrimmage. Brings up a 3rd down and 10. Rebels trailing 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Under 7:45 left in the T7 Propane in Woodruff second quarter. 2 receivers wide left, 2 wide right, 1 in the backfield behind Carrillo under center. Riley takes the snap, back, looking to throw. Pressure comes, flushed left, and he's sandwiched. Almost got back to the line of scrimmage. But Fa'avali makes the tackle. Matangi, just a junior. And again, led the team, was all-state in football last year. And this year, just a junior, 200-pounder. So Carrillo loses a yard. We'll call that one a sack. And Huffaker comes out to punt it away. Rebels go 3 and out again. Good snap. And Stetson gets off a high, wobbly punt. That bounces, a North Summit bounce. A flag flies as Wilson was battling the block of Cale Hobson. It may have been a hold or a possible illegal hands to the face. I'll stop speculating and we'll wait. It is a hold against North Summit. The Braves' 3rd penalty of the game. Rebels have not committed a penalty, but the Braves lead 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. So that ball was finally touched by the Rebels at about the 40. They'll spot it at the 42, walk it off to the 48 of North Summit. Second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. 6:44 left in this second period. Braves lead 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in a sunny afternoon at Rich High School. Wolstenholme in the shotgun. Man in motion, give to Richens. Cannon running right, not much room. Good job of containment again by Riley Taylor. And then once Richens committed to the inside, Taylor came in and sandwiched him. No gain on the play. Good defense. That's that disciplined defense we talked about in the Epic Recreation keys of the game. Rebels have to stay in their lanes, fulfill their assignments, and trust each other to be where each other needs to be. Second down and 10. North Summit from its own 48-yard line, leading 14-0. One man wide out to the left, ball on the right hash, in motion, and the give to Cale Hobson. Spins out of a tackle, and then the Rebels stop him, stand him up, and throw him down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Rebels in on the tackle at least. And Cale Hobson gains nothing on the play. Actually, they'll give him 1 to the 49 for a 3rd down and 9. North Summit from its own 49. They need the Rebel 42 to move the chains. We've seen them convert 4th and 16 earlier in this game, and that led to a couple plays later a touchdown. Their first of the day. North Summit leads 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels have had 3 possessions, gone 3 and out on all 3. 3 and a punt. Trips to the left side, look for Quintin Jones, the big man. He's that one closest to the left tackle. Wolstenholme takes the snap, looks left, looking left all the way. Deep throw down the left sideline. Push in the back. Flint Silva, the defender, throws his arm up asking for the flag. The intended receiver out there was that Cale Hobson. You could see him putting his hands on Silva's back, and Flint talking with that back line judge about it. The pass ended up falling incomplete, luckily for Rich. And Wolstenholme, just his 3rd incompletion of the day. We'll see if they punt this one away or go for it on 4th and 9. Carson McKnight, the kicker, looks like he's the punter as well. Kyler Wilson and Flint Silva back to receive what we're assuming is going to be a North Summit punt. Good snap, and McKnight gets off a low, wobbly line drive, fielded by Silva, and immediately he's hit at the 23. Good coverage. I think that's Riker Pence on the coverage. May have been Hunter Rex. Either way, Flint Silva with a nice catch to hold on to that. That was a dangerous play. I don't think he realized the defense or the coverage team was that close. So Rich defense does the job. 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit leads. And with 5:01 left in the T7 Propane in Woodruff second quarter, Rich takes over from its own 25-yard line. Rebels offense needs to find some success. They've had 3 possessions, run 9 plays, the minimum, and punted 3 times. Huffaker in motion from left to right. Carrillo back to throw. Pressure comes, and he does the smart thing to tuck it and go down. He had no chance. Last week we saw him throw one in that kind of situation, and it ended up in the hands of the Layton Christian Eagles. Coach Grohl calls a timeout. He looks fired up as he marches out onto the field. We'll take a quick timeout as well and be back with more of the T7 Propane in Woodruff second quarter right after this.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Braves of North Summit went 93 yards on their first possession, 46 yards on their second possession. Took a 14-0 lead. Their last possession, a 3 and out, and led to a punt. But the Rebels offensively, in their 4th possession, have yet to pick up a first down and have a tall task to try and get a first down on this one, 2nd and 20 after the sack. Carrillo gives up the middle, and Huffaker breaks a tackle or two, dives forward. Hayden Weston's helmet was ripped off. He has some words for the official, trying to, I think, say, hey, my helmet was ripped off my head. Can you please keep an eye out for that? He's going to have to go off the field in the meantime. Huffaker gets out to about the 18, a short gain of 3. Third and 17 for Rich from the middle of the field, attacking right to left at mylocalradio.com. 4.5 left in this T7 Propane in Woodruff second quarter. 2 receivers left, 2 on the right side. And Carrillo back looking to throw. Pressure comes, throws, it's tipped and intercepted. Cale Hobson has it at the 20, down the left sideline to the 10, breaks a tackle to the 5. A flag flies late down at the 9-yard line. Rebels, I think, were looking to run the hook and lateral there, the hook and ladder. And it was deflected away from the Rebels, and Hobson came up with it. The flag came well after the interception, and it's a block in the back against North Summit. That's the 4th penalty against the Braves. And that'll push him way back instead of being down inside the 5 of Rich. Carrillo has had no time to throw today. He's 0 for 2 with the pick. Came in 15 to 32 for almost 50% completion percentage. So the 10 yards, actually the 15-yard penalty on a block in the back. 1st and 10, North Summit at the Rebel 19-yard line. 4:14 left in the second quarter. Wilson Hulme back to throw. The right, out on the flat left side, Cannon Richens makes the catch, breaks 1 tackle, but 2 other Rebels get there quick and bring him down. And Richens picks up a few down about the 13-yard line. Wilson Hulme with his 6th completion of the day. They'll spot it at the 13, a gain of 6. Cannon Richens, 2 receptions, 6 yards each, but he's got a touchdown and 12 total yards receiving. All told, Wilson has done a pretty nice job on him. Other guys have been really the big dangers for this North Summit team so far. Wilson Hulme fakes the throw, and then a shuttle pass up ahead to Cale Hobson down the left sideline, breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. A 13-yard run. Cale Hobson in for the 2nd time today. Now, I think that officially goes in the books as a touchdown pass since it was a shuttle pass. We saw that at Gunnison where Rich hit the quarterback after that type of play and was called for a roughing the passer. So it stands to reason that that goes in the stat book as a pass. 13 yards for Wilson Hulme. Puts him at 93 passing yards on the day. Cale Hobson with his first reception. And North Summit lines up for the extra point attempt. 3:23 left in the second quarter. The snap is a bit low, but the holder gets it in place. Kick is up high and good. And North Summit leads 21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. I'll take this moment to thank one of our sponsors. Our camera is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. This is the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. That drive, a short one, as the interception resulted in good field position for North Summit. Just 3 plays, 19 yards, and not much time off the clock, less than a minute, in fact. 51 seconds off the clock. Bear Lake Realty is the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Talk to Gary McKee in Garden City. You buy a home, you rent it out so it pays for itself. You can enjoy it some of the time as well, and pretty soon you have your own dream home in beautiful. That's Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com or give them a call today at 435-946-8888. That's 435-946-8888. 21-0. Wolstenholme to Hobson. So Hobson with a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown on the day. 3:23 left in the T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. Invite you to stay tuned for our Ellingford Brothers halftime show. Ellingford Brothers, the best in specialized services, including construction, steel fabrication, sand and gravel, and more. Visit ellingfordbros.com. Kickoff by McKnight, a high kick. Wilson fields it at about the 7. Immediately runs to his left, gets out across the 10, breaks a tackle. Another follows his blocks along the sideline, is hit hard and keeps his feet, runs out of bounds. He ran about 70 yards and give him about 15 on the return. Since it was a return left, apparently, is what they had called. Rich will start from its own 24-yard line. 17-yard return for Kyler. Brings up a 1st and 10, Rebels, from their own 24-yard line. Rich, with its 4th possession of the football game, has gone 3 and out on all of its first, make it 5th possession, 3 and out on its first 3, and then a interception on its last possession, 2nd down. Carrillo under center brings Grohl in motion, right to left. That sets up 3 receivers on the left. Carrillo throws it out there on the bubble screen to Grohl, makes the catch out to the 30, and a nice little gain of 6 on the pass and catch. We saw Rich run that to Riker Conk last week for a gain of 11. And a couple other times they ran it. Carrillo just didn't throw the ball quickly enough, and that's something that the team worked on and talked about this week in practice. So Grohl with his 2nd reception of the season. He's got 9 receiving yards, his first of the game. 2nd down and a short 5. Huffaker in motion, left to right. Carrillo pulls it on the quarterback keeper option right side, lowers the shoulder, and drives forward. Is close to a 1st down at about the 33. Rebels need the 34 to move the chains. Carrillo, 2 carries, 1 yard, but then take away 11 yards on a couple of sacks. Just over 2 minutes left in the T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. 21-0. North Summit leads on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Station on Main, how convenient. Our halftime show will include a Town of Woodruff standout student and the Rich County Government first half highlights. Stay tuned. Showing pressure from the left side. Carrillo keeps it himself. Second effort. He pushes Vale back. Matangi made the hit, but Carrillo won the battle of leverage somehow, keeping his feet and driving forward across the 35 to the 36. 1st and goal. That means it's 1st down and 66 yards to go for the Rebels. 1st down and 10. Carrillo back to throw. Fakes the throw. Rolls to his left, trying to escape, and he's ripped down. Quintin Jones, the containment man, just too much speed. Carrillo couldn't get away from him and is brought down, but a flag down back at the tackle. I could see the possibility of a horse collar, but it looked like he grabbed him by the shoulder, not by the horse collar. Personal foul, horse collar tackle is indeed the call. It looked to me like Jones had a hold of Carrillo's upper arm, like the jersey of his upper arm, but maybe that's close enough to be called. Apparently that is close enough to be called a personal foul, horse collar tackle. That is 50 yards in penalties, a 5th penalty of the game against North Summit. Rebels have yet to commit an infraction or be called for one, whistled for one. 1:19 left in this first half. T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. Replay 1st down. It's 1st and nope, they're going to say it's 2nd down. What? Isn't personal foul an automatic 1st down? Carrillo keeps it himself around the right side, lowers the shoulder, good form tackle, picks up a couple, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 3. They'll spot the ball at the 42 42, 43-yard line. 2 yards for Carrillo. Second down. Now we get it right. Okay. I was confused there. I thought it should have been second down after that personal foul. And it is indeed second down now. 2nd and 3. Carrillo in the shotgun. Good snap. Back to throw. Flush right. Goes back to his left. Finds some time. Throws down the left sideline, out of bounds. Flint Silva, the intended receiver. But on that far sideline, Carrillo just led him too far and out of bounds. Riley Carrillo, 1 of 4 for 6 yards with an interception in this first half, and Rich will have to get better offensively to keep things going in the second half. Rich with its first comprehensive family dental first down just a few moments ago. On a Riley Carrillo keeper. Comprehensive family dental. Dr. Sean Grohl, quality family dentistry since 1997. 33.7 seconds left in the first half. North Summit showing some pressure on the left side. Riley back, throws the screen, and it's picked off. Over the middle, Rebels quickly swarm to the ball and bring the man down at the 46 of Rich. I believe it was Riker Pence with the interception. And Carrillo having a rough day in this first half. 1 of 5. More completions to the other team than to his own. North Summit takes over at the Rebel 46-yard line, second quarter with 26.3 seconds left. Trips to the left side, Woolston Hulme in the shotgun. Back, looking right, looks back left, pressure comes, and Woolston Hulme will not escape. James McKinnon, I believe, was the man that got in there first and wrapped up Woolston Hulme and brought him down. I think Coach Crittenden was maybe thinking, let's put one more on the board, but after that sack, it looks like him and his team content to go into halftime leading by 3 touchdowns. The sack all the way back to the 44, a loss of 10, takes us to the half. At the end of quarter number 2, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. North Summit Braves lead 21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We've got your Ellingford Brothers halftime show coming up. We'll take a look at homecoming royalty and all that. And, in fact, I guess they're coming on the truck. Should we just keep it here for the time being? We'll figure out some stats and such in a moment. In the meantime, this is still the Ellingford Brothers halftime show, so we'll bring that graphic up for you. 21-0 at the half. The Rebel drill team will perform. The cheerleaders will perform. We'll have some Rich County government first half highlights. And on the Town of Woodruff standout student, we'll chat with the homecoming queen, Allie Wallentyne, and the homecoming king, Alex Bell. Those the homecoming royalty in the truck, and they're bring that truck out onto the field. It was all North Summit offensively in that first half. The Rebel offense didn't pick up a first down until its final possession of the first half. Auto Farm Chevrolet, one of the sponsors of Rebel Homecoming. They give the use of the pickup truck. I heard Rick Larson say earlier, man, this is my dream truck. He likes the lift. I think it's a Z71 Chevrolet. Beautiful, beautiful truck. Well, the homecoming royalty. Let's hear superintendent talking.
Kendall Staple, first night, Stephen Huffaker, and this year's queen, Allie Wallentyne, and the king, Alex.
Not sure if you could hear the PA man announce that, but again, jesters are Whitney Story, daughter of Marnie and Dakota Martin. Colton Hislop, son of Steve and Carrie Hislop. Second night, Corrigan Conk, son of Brian and Emily Conk, and second attendant, Eliana Brown. You see Ellie on the right side there, and she's the daughter of John and Nellie Brown. First attendant, Kendall Staple. And she's there kind of in the middle, the purplish dress. Kendall is the daughter of Chris and Shelley Staple. And then first night behind Kendall, Stetson Huffaker, son of Wynn and Heather Huffaker and Leslie Welling. King is Alex Bell. You see him, let's see, he's behind Allie Wallentyne. Allie in the red dress. Alex, the son of Cameron and Jen Bell, and then Allie Wallentyne, the daughter of Darren and Tricia Wallentyne. That's your Rich Rebel homecoming royalty. We'll look at a bit more at that shortly during our Ellingford Brothers halftime show. Again, thank you to Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealership for the truck. They sponsor our broadcast here on mylocalradio.com as well. 21-0 at the half. North Summit leads on the Station on Main scoreboard.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Corgan Conk. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High School Football on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply store.
Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help. With residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more, Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the Rich Rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the Rich Rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to the halftime show, brought to you by Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, the best in specialized services, including construction, steel fabrication, sand and gravel, and more. Visit ellingfordbros.com. If you tuned in online at mylocalradio.com, you can see the Rebel drill team performing. The Rebelettes. I know a few Rebels in the past said, well, no, don't call us the Rebelettes, but I think the girls this year say, yeah, we're the Rebelettes, and see them performing here at the half, where North Summit leads 21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And we're going to take a quick break. We've got more of the Ellingford Brothers halftime show coming up, including Rich County Government first half highlights and stats right after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks, and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers. We know cement. 307-789-1515.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Back on the Ellingford Brothers halftime show. Ellingford Brothers The best in specialized services, including construction, steel fabrication, sand and gravel, and so much more. They can do like customized steel fabrication, bumpers for your truck, and so much more. That's ellingfordbros.com. Here at the half, North Summit leads 21-0 on the station on Main scoreboard. Recap that first half real quickly for you. The Rebels received the opening kickoff, but went 3 and out. 3 plays, no first down, and a punt. And, in fact, the Rebels' first 3 possessions went exactly that same way. North Summit's first possession, after a beautiful Stetson Huffaker punt, pinned the Braves down at their own 7-yard line. They started things off on the right foot offensively. 15 plays on their first drive, 93 yards, 8.5 minutes. Of that 12-minute first quarter, North Summit possessed the football 8.5 minutes. And they punched it in. Cale Hobson, an 11-yard touchdown run. They converted a 4th and 16 on that drive and made the extra point to make it 7-0. Again, the Rebel 3 and out. North Summit got the ball at the Rebel 46-yard line, and that second drive a lot quicker. 6 plays, 46 yards, almost 3 minutes off the clock. PAT was good after Woolston Hume found Cannon Richens for 6 yards and a score. Rebels went 3 and out. North Summit then went 3 and out as the Rebel defense found some ground, found some footing. Then Rich got the football, and 2 plays into its next possession, an interception by Cale Hobson set up North Summit's 3rd touchdown of the day. They started at the Rebel 19-yard line, and 3 plays in, Woolston Hume found Hobson for a 13-yard touchdown pass. It was a shuttle pass as Hobson came across in front of Woolston Hume and behind the offensive line. It's like a handoff, but counts as a pass. And 51 seconds into that drive, North Summit made it 21-0. On the next Rebel possession, they had a little bit of something going, picked up their first comprehensive family dental first down of the first half, but then the possession ended in a second interception of the day for North Summit's defense. The North Summit defense has forced a fair amount of interceptions. Cannon Richens has 3. Quintin Jones has 1. Dakota Jones with a pair of interceptions. And then today, Cale Hobson and Riker Pence with 1 apiece. And so North Summit got the ball with 26 seconds left in the first half. Ran a play, Rich got a sack, and then North Summit let the clock run out. Content to go into the break, leading 21-0 on the station on Main scoreboard. Last time these teams met, the North Summit Braves won the game 16-13. Rebels had won 2 prior to that against North Summit in 1999 and 2000, 28-14 and 22-12. Rich will need a monster comeback if they want to get back into this one today. This is the Ellingford Brothers halftime show. Stay tuned. We'll be back with some Rich County Government first half highlights. Rich County Government Rebels with a championship cause. That's coming up when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Ridge Rebels!
Every excavation project requires the professionals, the equipment, and the strategy to get the job done right. J-Bar Excavation in Randolph, Utah has the team, the tools, and the plan to execute every phase of your project to create exactly what you're looking for. They have the machinery and the experience to provide quality work that fits your schedule and your budget. Call them today, 435-793-5855. J-Bar Excavation, 90 North Main, Randolph. The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live. Back on the Ellingford Brothers halftime show, the best in specialized service, including construction, steel fabrication, sand and gravel, and more. That's Ellingford Brothers. Time for your first half highlights, brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. Not a lot of offensive highlights for the Rebels, just 16 yards of offense, 6 yards through the air, 10 yards on the ground. And leading the way is Stetson Huffaker, 6 carries for 15 yards. On the other side of the football, North Summit's most of their highlights have come through the air. 13-yard touchdown pass for Woolston Hulme to Cale Hobson, and a 6-yard touchdown pass from Woolston Hulme to Cannon Richens. Bo Woolston Hulme, the junior, 7 of 10, 93 yards, 2 scores. Just the 3 incompletions and no interceptions. He's having himself a nice day. And North Summit has 57 rushing yards, 93 passing yards, 150 total yards of offense to the Rebels' 16. Those are my numbers, my stats I keep as the game goes along. Not official, but pretty close. And North Summit leads 21-0 at the half on the Station on Main scoreboard. It is homecoming, and for our homecoming interview, our standout student interview, brought to you by the town of Woodruff, Mayor Scott Sabey, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell. For today's homecoming standout student interview, we hear from the King and Queen, His Royal Highness and Her Majesty. With the homecoming queen, Her Royal Highness, Allie Wallenstein. Allie or Elizabeth, what do you prefer?
Either's fine. Allie, everyone calls me Allie, but not very many people call me Elizabeth.
Allie, what did you do to become the homecoming queen?
Everyone just went and voted. I didn't have to do anything. So when everyone's like, oh, good job, I'm just like, I didn't do anything. I just got voted by everyone in the school.
So what does it mean for this week? You have to prepare a speech, right?
Yeah, I have to speak at the homecoming program. I have to be in the halftime at the football game. That's basically it.
That'll make things interesting Friday to be in the halftime and then hustle in for the volleyball match.
Yeah, let's just hope it doesn't overlap, because that would not be very good for the royalty, because it's all volleyball players in the women's parts.
What does it mean for you, though? Is it exciting? Is it just like, okay, cool, or how do you feel?
I'm excited. I think it's really cool that the school voted for me. I'm really nervous to speak in front of everyone just because public speaking's not my huge strong suit, but I'm excited. I'm glad that I got it, and I think it's really cool.
Have you gotten any tips on how to relax a little bit when you're up there talking?
No, not really. I'm going to ask my sister, because when she was in high school, she was homecoming queen. She had a really good speech, and so I'm going to ask her what her little pointers are on it.
Gotcha. How's your senior year going?
Really good, really fast. It's crazy that it's almost October already and that we've already started going and getting prepared for everything.
Volleyball, how's the season going for you?
Really good. I'm excited to see what we can do down at state and see how we can do against ICS this weekend, and I hope that we can come out with a win.
You got the high ceiling here, so that should help a little bit.
Yeah, ICS's ceiling was insane. It was incredible how low it was.
What else do you guys need to do to beat them?
Serving is a huge thing. We missed 19 serves against ICS, and they missed 14, but it's still a huge thing that we need to improve on.
Allie, anything else we should touch on about you being the homecoming queen senior year?
Not really.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Allie Wallenstein, the homecoming queen. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck this week, Allie.
Thank you.
Ryan STEINECKERT with senior Alex Bell at Rich High School, the homecoming king, His Royal Highness. Alex, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
I understand you just recently moved in here to Rich County. Where are you from?
From Farmington.
What brought you guys up here?
My dad got a job up here working with the church. He watches over the facilities, so the whole family came up.
So for your senior year of high school, you switch high schools. What's that been like?
It's been a big difference. A lot less kids in classes, but it's been nice. Not as many people.
What are you into? What do you like? You play basketball, football, track, anything?
Play basketball, golf. Like to play video games in my spare time.
Basketball and golf. So did you play where you were from with the team?
No, there are way too many kids.
You have a chance here, maybe?
Yeah.
Alex, what does it feel like to be the homecoming king?
A little nervous to give a speech, and I'm not very good at public speaking, but it should be fun.
You've obviously made a bit of a splash for all the kids to know you, vote for you, and give you that honor.
Yeah, they say they're honoring me by voting me king, but we'll see how it turns out.
So you got to give a speech. Any other responsibilities?
Mostly just smile and wave is what they said.
Smile and wave. Do you get a crown, a scepter, or anything?
Not that I know of.
Are you taking somebody to the dance?
Not specifically, no.
Just going and enjoy it?
Yeah.
Alex, other than that, how's your senior year going? Classes you're taking, anything you enjoy?
Started drafting up at Bridgerland, and that's been pretty fun. New experience.
Is that something you might think about going into in the future?
Yeah, probably something to do with computers and designing stuff.
And Alex, anything else we should know about you?
No, that's probably it.
His Royal Highness, the homecoming king, Alex Bell, a senior at Rich High School. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck this homecoming week and the rest of your senior year.
All right, yeah, thanks for having me.
Alex King, Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, just moved in this summer, right? And so the kids got to know him, maybe a few of them during the summer, but a month into the school year, the student bodies accepted him, shown him a big, warm welcome, elected him the homecoming king. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, you see the homecoming royalty there on your screen with Alex Bell and Allie Wallenstein there in the middle. First attendant and first night to their right side. That's Kendall Staple and Stetson Huffaker. On the left is Corrigan Conk and Eliana Brown. And the jesters, again, Whitney Story and Colton Hislop. Let's get the camera on the Rebels as they come out of the locker room. Rebels will need a big comeback here, trailing 21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit with the lead and will receive the second half kickoff. We'll take a quick timeout. This is the Ellingford Brothers halftime show. Standout Student was brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Scott Saby, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
When you want something custom built for your home, farm and ranch, vehicle, or trailer, it needs to be done with precision, be strong, and be affordable. Get all this and more when you work with the Steel Shop at Ellingford Brothers. You bring the plan or idea, and they'll make it a reality. The Steel Shop sells and installs vehicle accessories like bull bars, running boards, and bed liners. They also specialize in truck and trailer hitches as well. Get it built to last. Ellingford Brothers, 221 County Road in Evanston. This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by CAD Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at CAD Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
Back on the Ellingford Brothers halftime show. Ellingford Brothers, the best in specialized services, including construction, steel fabrication, sand and gravel, and more. Visit ellingfordbros.com. First half highlights were brought to you by Rich County Government, Rebels with a Championship cause, and our standout student by the town of Woodruff. Second half action just about to get underway. The Rebels will offer the kickoff to start our third quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Physical Therapy, helping Rebels get back in the game since 1998. Colton Hislop back in the game today. And Hayden Meek still on the sideline. A brace on his right knee. Told me today he's not sure what it is yet. He'll get it checked out by a doctor next week and get things figured out. He was hurt last week against Layton Christian on his first carry of the game. Stetson Huffaker will do the kicking duties. Rebels will need a lot to get back into this one, trailing 21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Need a couple of pro physical therapy touchdowns, Rich County 4-H extra points, some big Savy Trucking offensive line holes, and might even need some Garden City turnovers. Garden City where families play. Huffaker boots a low line drive kick, takes a funny skip and fielded at the 10. Cannon Richens runs up the middle, then bounces out toward his right to the 25, 30. Follows a block, tripped up at the 35-yard line. And I don't know if that was Riker Conk or Stetson Huffaker who tripped up Richens, but that could have been a touchdown-saving trip-up tackle because Richens, you see the speed he has, and when he gets moving, boy, he'd be tough to stop. So at the 34, North Summit from its own 34-yard line. They've started at their own 7, the Rich 46, their own 48, the Rich 19, and the Rich 46-yard line. Very good starting field position on average for North Summit, and this time from its own 34-yard line. 1st and 10. Wolstenholme sends Jones out wide to the left. He's the lone man on the left side. The wingback on the left is, I believe, Riker Pence. Snap to Wolstenholme. He's looking for Jones deep down the left sideline. Connor Greer is there. Lets the pass go over his outstretched fingertips, but Jones can't hold on to it. In and out of his hands, incomplete. Rebels dodge a bullet there. Greer was in position to tip that ball, but just misplayed it a touch, and Rich gets lucky. 2nd down and 10. Quintin Jones, a basketball honorable mention in 2A basketball. Last year as a sophomore, he's 6'7", 210 pounds, big boy. 2 receivers left, 2 on the right side. Ball on the right hash. North Summit attacking left to right. The snap give to Hobson. Kale starts left, cuts inside, back outside, and he's wrapped up and brought down. Kyler Wilson says, no, sir. I'm stopping you right there at the line of scrimmage. Gain of about half a yard to the 34.5. Makes it 3rd down and 10. North Summit. Braves lead 21-0 on the station on main scoreboard. We're just underway in the town of Randolph 3rd quarter. Good luck to the Rebels from the mayor, board members, and town clerk of the town of Randolph. Trips on the right side. Jones, the man inside, and then it's Cannon Richens in the slot and Cale Hobson out wide right. 1 man wide left. Wolstenholme takes the snap. Good protection. Throws on a timing route for Hobson, and Cale a bit late to come out of his cut. The throw was too far outside. It may have also been that Wolstenholme got rid of it early because of a little bit of Rebel pressure, and the pass falls incomplete. So after Bo Wolstenholme completes 7 of his first 10 attempts in the first half, he starts the second half 0 for 2, and North Summit faces a 3rd down and 10. Excuse me, thank you, 4th down and 10. Carson McKnight into punt. The kicker, the punter, he's a junior. He's got a strong leg, and we'll see what kind of a punt he gets off here. Good snap, straight to him, takes his time, lets the coverage team gets down and boots it high and fairly short, out of bounds at about the Rebel 30. It bounced at the North Summit the Rebel 40-yard line, took a Braves bounce and went out of bounds. Rich will have decent field position to start its first possession of the second half. 3rd quarter brought to you by the town of Randolph. 10:33 left in the 3rd, and Rich again trailing 21-0 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels 0-4 on this season. North Summit comes in at 3-3. Braves coach Gary Crittenden in his 3rd year coaching the North Summit Braves. Rich from its own 32-yard line. I'll tell you a little bit more about North Summit coaches here in a bit. Carrillo from the shotgun, back, looking to throw, flushed to his right, gets out of a tackle, throws high, incomplete. Looking for Huffaker, but threw it high and uncatchable. North Summit, 93 years of football. This is its 94th year of playing football. They've had a lot of coaches in the past. Their most winning coach is Earl Blomquist. Won 117 games in 3 different coaching periods. He coached from 1969 to 1981. Took a 3-year hiatus, came back for 85 and 86. Took a 10-year hiatus, came back for 95, 98. And again, won 117 games. He's the winningest coach in North Summit history. The second winningest coach for the Braves, a guy that Rebel fans know well, Jerry Holmes, who won 2 state titles with the Braves from 2000 to 2010. They won it in 09 and 08 and 07 and 09. Excuse me. I'll try again. 07 and 08. And Jerry Holmes won 74 games with North Summit, 53 losses. 2nd down and 10 after that incompletion. Carrillo turns and gives up the middle. Nothing. No Saby trucking offensive line hole there for Stetson Huffaker, who gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Huffaker, 7 carries, 15 yards in the game. Rebels' leading ball carrier by average is actually Jaden Rao, 2 carries, 11 yards. That's 5.5 yards per carry, but just such a small sample size. Hayden Meek, 19 carries, 66 yards. That's 3.5 yards per carry. Huffaker, including the 7 today, has 25 carries for 56 yards. That's about a little less than 2.5. 3rd down and 10. Rebel offense trips to the left. Carrillo takes the snap, rolls left, looking for a man, still looking. Throws deep over the middle for Huffaker, and it's picked up, and Stetson hits the man who made the catch and pops the ball loose. Weston Zwollen had the ball in his hands, and Huffaker hit him. Zwollen is asking for a pass interference on the offense, but Huffaker hit him well. There's also a flag down in the backfield, and the Whitecap, the referee, pointed toward North Summit. I haven't seen the indication of what the flag is, but, roughing the passer, thank you. I just didn't see it. So a roughing the passer penalty gives the Rebels a comprehensive family dental first down. Dr. Sean Grohl providing quality family dentistry since 1997. 65 yards in penalties against the Braves. Rebels have yet to be called or whistled for a penalty yet today. But that 15-yard penalty, roughing the passer, gives Rich a 1st down and 10 from its own 47. Second first down of the game for Rich. See if that can give him a little bit of a spark. Kyler Wilson out wide to the left. Grohl, the slot man. Not quite a Twins formation. I formation behind Carrillo, one man wide right. Riley steps back, looking to throw. Looked left, looked back to his right, and he's wrapped up and driven down. He was hit at about the 40, but they'll say his progress stopped clear back at the... That's an interesting spot because he was hit pretty quickly, and maybe just saying that he was trying to get away. They spot it clear back at the 37-yard line, a loss of 10. Carrillo has been sacked today 3 times for minus 21 yards, 2nd down and 20 for the Rebel offense. Connor Greer wide on the left side. Defending him is Ethan Crittenden, a junior cornerback, and Coach Justin Grohl takes a timeout. We'll take one too. 21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 9 minutes left in this Town of Randolph 3rd quarter, and North Summit leads on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 2nd down and 20 for the Rebels after a 10-yard loss on a sack. Rich at its own 37-yard line. Carrillo in the shotgun. Hislop on his right hip. 3 receivers left, nobody on the right side. Taylor in the tight end spot. Throw over the middle looking for Riley Taylor. He had cut his route toward the middle, and Carrillo was looking for him to go straight down the seam. Incomplete. 3rd down and 20. I'm not sure if that was a kind of a read route or if one or the other got to their wires crossed. But as I said, Carrillo threw it as if Taylor was going to keep going down that seam. But a defender was right there, and I think Taylor thought, man, I got to cut this thing off and get myself to an open spot. 8:56 left. Clock stopped with that incompletion for a 3rd down and 20. Rebels at their own 37-yard line. Wilson wide left, 2 other receivers on that side, 1 wide right. Carrillo in the shotgun with Hislop on his right hip. Takes the snap, immediately rolls to his left. Pressure comes, and he is sandwiched. The ball comes out. Hislop falls on it back at the 20. A huge loss. And once again, Carrillo did not even have time to get back in his drop and set his feet before the defense was on him. And a huge loss will result in 4th and about 40. Back to the 17-yard line. That's a loss of 20. And Stetson Huffaker punts, looking to punt. Cannon Richens lined up at the line to gain for the 1st down. High snap. Huffaker gets off a beauty. A nice spiral. Touched by the Rebels. Trey Walker and then picked up by Ethan Crittenden. He says, I'm going to take this one back, but it had been touched by the Rebels and dead ball at the 36. Was it Connor Greer who touched it? Either way, the Rebels downed it. So Rich did pick up one comprehensive family dental first down on that possession. But ends up punting. 8 minutes, 18 seconds left in the town of Randolph third quarter. North Summit from its own, I think the 36 is where they'll spot this football. Ball on the right hash. North Summit scored on its first two possessions. They've forced two Rebel interceptions or two Rebel turnovers, and also scored to end the first half, or right before the first half, end of the first half. Going to make the Rebels punt this one again. Was there a penalty against North Summit? Man, if Rich had a chance to decline that, I didn't see any indication of a penalty, but they've spotted the ball at the 27. That was a good punt. I don't know if you're going to get much better than that, especially with no return and the dangerous Cannon Richens on the punt return. Rich facing a 4th and 30 after the penalty. And no, it was at the 17. Now they'll walk it back. What? To the 17-yard line. That's where Rich punted from before. So I never saw a flag on the field. And Rebels will just have to punt it again. It's a low snap. Stetson knocks it down, picks it up, and boots another beauty. Nice spiral. Cannon Richards fields at the 42. Block in the back, and Trey Walker still makes the tackle. No flag on the play as Walker fought through the push in the back and made the tackle. North Summit gains about 7 yards on the second punt from where the first punt was downed. They'll start at their own 42-yard line. What an effort by Trey Walker. Precision play of the game brought to you by McKay Frankham Dental Services. Dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. Walker fighting through the block, makes the tackle. And if Walker doesn't make it, Richens has some room to run. Jones wide to the left side, one man wide right. Tight formation with two in the backfield, Wilson Hulme. Bo takes the snap, but a flag and a whistle. False start. 7th penalty of the game against North Summit. And Coach Gary Crittenden is probably going to go, guys, we need to have more discipline. 70 yards on 7 penalties against North Summit. That 5-yarder pushes them back to the 37, their own 37, for a first down and 15. Ball in the middle of the field. North Summit attacking left to right at mylocalradio.com. Some other games tonight in 1A or in 2A football. We'll tell you about those in a moment. Wilson Hulme turns and gives to Richens. Cannon breaks one tackle, trying to get outside, and Wilson wraps him up and brings him down. Kyler Wilson gets a nice angle and brings Cannon Richens down at the 39-yard line. 2-yard gain for Cannon Richens, who's been bottled up. 7 carries, 16 yards, 2 receptions, 12 yards, and a touchdown. North Summit, of course, here at Rich today. Duchesne plays tonight at Gunnison Valley. And both Monticello and Layton Christian have byes tonight. That's it for the 2A North action. 2 receivers left, 2 out wide right. Wilson Hulme in the shotgun. Takes the snap, pressure coming from his backside. Flush to his right, holds, then throws late as he's hit. He looked to throw to Riker Pence, and it hit Pence in the back. That was actually not too bad of a play by Wilson Hulme to just get rid of it and make sure he had a receiver right there, or at least an eligible receiver. Rebels got good pressure from the backside. In the 2A South, Enterprise is at Beaver. Kanab at Milford. Millard at North Sevier. And Providence Hall plays at Parowan. That's a non-conference or non-region game. Providence Hall in 3A, Parowan in 2A. 3rd down and 13. Wilson Hulme has started this second half 0 for 3. 3rd down and 13. North Summit ball on the left hash, trips to the right. Nobody out left except the tight end. Back to throw. Taylor gets some big pressure. Throw for Pence, and it's incomplete. Riley Carrillo was right there had Pence made the catch. And Wolstenholme is 0 for 4 to start this second half. Rebel defense has come out fired up. They've forced a 3-and-out and another 3-and-out. At least that's my assumption here on a 4th down and 13. Now, North Summit converted a 4th and 16 on its first drive and ended up scoring, but that was in Rebel territory. McKnight counting his men to make sure they've got 11 on the field. That's the punter's job quite often, most of the time. Takes the snap and boots it away. Low end-over-ender toward the left sideline. Flint Silva thinks about playing it and then makes the decision, the smart decision, to just get out of the way and let it roll. But it does roll all the way down to the 6. So Rich will start deep in its own territory. First down and 10. Third quarter, 7:06 left. This third quarter is brought to you by the town of Randolph. Good luck from the mayor, board members, and town clerk. 21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit scored on its first 2 possessions and then again just before the end of the first half. And the Rebel offense has picked up just 2 first downs in this game. Rich with negative offensive yardage after that last possession, which they went backwards quite a bit. Carrillo under center. Trips to his left. North Summit showing a lot of pressure. Riley lets the ball out of his hands. It's on the turf. North Summit thinks they've got it, and they do. That's as good as a... Boy, North Summit just punted, and then Rich gives it up on a fumble. Coach Gary Crittenden talked to me in the pregame show about the importance of winning the turnover battle. And I'm starting to believe I should have had that as one of my epic recreation keys of the game. That's 3 Rebel turnovers, and Rich has not forced any turnovers on the other side of the football. At the Rebel 5-yard line, 7:01 left in the town of Randolph third quarter. North Summit has it first and goal. Wolstenholme with a back on each side. Turns, gives to Richens. Cannon breaks a tackle. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, North Summit, 27-0. One play, 5 yards. And when you give them that kind of field position, tough to stop. Richens' second touchdown of the day. Except there's a flag down, so that touchdown looks like it'll be brought back. North Summit. I missed what the official called it, but they walk it off clear back to the 20, so a 15-yard penalty. Negates the touchdown and gives North Summit a first and goal at the 20. Wolstenholme in the shotgun, takes the snap. Rebels with players coming out late to get on the field. Pass for Cannon Richens, makes the catch, makes a man miss, gets down to the 15. It was out to the right sideline, and Richens went back toward the middle and picked up 5. Wolstenholme's first completion of this second half puts him at 98 yards passing with 2 touchdowns on the day. Richens, 3 receptions, 17 yards and a touchdown. Second and goal at the 15. North Summit leading 21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Trips left side, Hobson and Richens along with Jones, not in that order. Jones, Hobson, Richens, and Richens moves early. Flag flies, illegal procedure for the 4th time today against North Summit. That's 9 penalties for 90 yards, and Rich has not been flagged once yet today. Knock on wood. 21-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Just over 6 minutes left in the town of Randolph third quarter. Ball in the middle of the field. Trips to the left, 1 man wide right. Wolstenholme in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking left, throws back to his right and just misses incomplete. But Jaden Grohl called for the pass interference. Ethan Crittenden, the intended receiver, and Grohl just reached out, grabbed his jersey, and held him back. So the pass interference will be half the distance to the goal, put him up at about the 7. It is a PI against Rich. The line of scrimmage was the 15, guys. There you go. They'll take it down to the 10. Did I miss something? Because they picked up 5 yards on that last pass play to the 15. The illegal procedure. So to the 10-yard line on the PI. Give up the middle. Riker Pence, not much room. Gets down just inside the 10 before the Rebels gang up and bring him down. No gain on the play. Riker Pence with his first carry. Makes it 3rd and goal at the 10. My stat sheet right now just sloppy. Trying to figure out all these penalties, the touchdown that was taken off. 3rd and goal at the 10-yard line. 21-0. North Summit leads on the Station on Main scoreboard. Under 5 minutes left in the town of Randolph third. Woolston Hume in the shotgun, trips right. Takes the snap, looks right, back left, throws over the middle. Quintin Jones reaches up and makes the catch. Defense was right there, but Connor Greer could not knock it away from Jones. Strong hands. 10-yard touchdown. Woolston Hume's 3rd touchdown pass of the day. For Quintin Jones, that's a 5th touchdown reception of the season. 2nd reception today. Puts Woolston Hume over 100 passing yards. McKnight lined up to kick the extra point. The hold is good. Kick is up high and straight through. 27-0 on the Station on Main. Make it 28 after that extra point. 4:42 left in this 3rd quarter, brought to you by the town of Randolph. With the homecoming queen, Her Royal Highness.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Corgan Conk. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High School Football on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Three plays, 20 yards after the Rebels fumbled deep in their own territory. North Summit, 3 plays, 20 yards, 2 minutes, 19 seconds. They battled through a couple of penalties and punched it in to make it 28-0. Bo Woolston Hume to Quintin Jones for the score this time. 28-0. North Summit leads on the Station on Main scoreboard. Funny high end over air up and down wobbly kick. Rolls into the corner of the end zone for the touchback. And Rich will take over 1st and 10 from its own 20-yard line. 3rd quarter is brought to you by the town of Randolph. We invite you to stay tuned for our 4th quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. We'll have a quick post-game show presented by Epic Recreation, including some the Stacy's Repair post-game diagnostics chat with Coach Justin Grohl. We'll have the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap and a quick Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar. And then we'll pack up the equipment, run inside, and set up for the Rebel volleyball match tonight against ICS, a Region 22 showdown. The Rebels lost at ICS last week, 3-2. They lost the final set 15-12 and lost the other 2 sets by a total of 4 points. Shotgun for Carrillo. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Riley back to throw, pressure coming, throws, got Connor Greer on the right sideline. He tips it, throws for Huffaker, and that's going to count as incomplete. If Riley could hold on to that, that would have been a great play, as Greer did not even pull it in. The timing was such that he just had to give a little two-handed, almost like J.C. Cornea setting the ball for McKenna Stacy or something, just a pass. But we did have a penalty and a face mask against North Summit. 15 yards and a comprehensive family dental first down. That's 105 yards on 10 penalties against North Summit. But they lead 28-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 4:34 left in the town of Randolph third. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Carrillo with Hislop on his right hip. Pressure coming. Riley rolls to his right. Pressure there. He throws incomplete, and he did not have a receiver in that area. Did he? No flag down, or is there? I don't see one. The officials discussing, the referee and the line judge on that sideline discussing, I think, is that intentional grounding? They say no. Second down. Not in high school. There's no, like, tackle box or whatever in high school. And Coach, I think that's Crittenden, talking with one of the officials to say, hey, that should be intentional grounding. That's what I assume, because the Rebels had nobody in that area where the ball landed. The 35-yard line is the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 for the Rebels. Carrillo back to throw. Pressure coming, steps up, can't get away. Sandwiched, brought down back at the 26. And again, Carrillo, even from the shotgun, didn't even have time to make his drop, set his feet, and look. It's a matter of, there's the ball, here's the pressure, I'm going down. 4th sack of the day for this North Summit defense. Actually, that's the 5th. This one goes for a loss of 10. That's minus 51 yards in sacks. Again, pressure coming. Carrillo throws out to his left, and this time nobody there for sure. No intended receiver, and a flag flies in late. And this will certainly be an intentional grounding. Carrillo back at about the 20. Walk it back 5 yards to the 15. And the loss of down brings up a 4th down and a mile. Huffaker, a mile-high punt. Takes a Rebel bounce, and Richens left alone. He'll scoop it up and try to run. Breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet. Down the left sideline, nobody's going to catch him. Cannon Richens gone to the house. Rebels got a little bit lazy on that punt as it bounced and took a long North Summit bounce that left Richens all alone. A 55-yard touchdown on the punt return. A North Summit Brave is down back near midfield. I saw one of the Rebels. I saw when this player went down, and one of the Rebels trying to get away from him was kind of held up and may have come down with a cleat on his leg. And I think it's number 5, Ethan Crittenden, the man down. He's helped up and walking on his own power. Well, Coach Justin Grohl was concerned about the speed of North Summit, specifically Cannon Richens, and you saw it right there. Richens broke a couple of tackles, busted out to the left sideline, and the Rebels had no chance to catch him. 34-0, North Summit leads. McKnight for the extra point attempt. We'll make it 35-0 if he hits it. He's been perfect so far today, 4 for 4. And make it 5 for 5. That one into the pasture and splash. No. Bounces through. 35-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard here in the town of Randolph. Third quarter. We'll be back on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
Punt return for a touchdown puts North Summit on top 35-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 3:19 left in the town of Randolph third. The Braves scored 3 touchdowns in the first half. They've added 2 more here in the third quarter. That last one, a 55-yard punt return for a score by Cannon Richens. And it took a Rebel bounce at about the Rebel 45-yard line. It took a long Rebel bounce, and that's what got it ahead to Richens. He was left all alone and just scooped it up. It was a scoop and score, not the fumble scoop and score, but the punt scoop and score. McKnight to boot it away. These teams met a couple of weeks ago in the JV field, and North Summit won 18-14. This kick low hits off a Rebel ricochets down to the 25-yard line, and Kyler Wilson does the smart thing to just fall on it and make sure the Rebels maintain possession. Rich takes over 1st and 10 from its own 25, just outside the 25. No, they'll spot it at the 26. 3:13 left in the town of Randolph third quarter. 35-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit leads. Rebels will have next week at Duchesne. Or no, next week at Enterprise, then the next week at Duchesne, and then be back home to wrap up the regular season hosting Monticello. Carrillo in the shotgun. Low snap, picks it up, gives to Hislop, breaks a 1 tackle, hit from behind, ball squirts loose. North Summit has it at the 30. Falling on top of it is Weston Zwallen. And for the Rebels, that's a 4th turnover of the day. The Rebels have yet to force a Garden City turnover. When Rich forces a turnover, it's brought to you by Garden City, where families play. When Rich gives it away, we don't have a sponsor for that one. So North Summit takes over at the Rebel 31-yard line, leading 35-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Not needing a short field with that lead and the way its offense is operated today, but they get the short field nonetheless. New quarterback on the field is number 10, Crimson Crittenden. Son of Coach Gary Crittenden, takes a snap, turns and gives, breaking a tackle, breaks another, and a nice run by Camden Mosher. Mosher started right, went back to his left, down to the 24-yard line. 7 yards for Mosher. Mosher came in. 8 carries, 67 yards. That's 8.5 yards per carry and a touchdown. Prior to this game, Crittenden takes the snap, turns, and runs into his own man. Nowhere to go for Dakota Jones, the junior. My apologies on a little bit of silence here as I update my stat sheet. These are some guys, Dakota Jones. Guys that I did not have initially on my stat sheet. Back at the 30, that was a loss of 6. So Mosher picked up 7 on first down. Dakota Jones loses 6 on second down. It's 3rd and 9. Ball at the Rebel 30-yard line. Crittenden in the shotgun. Same formation we've seen all day. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Crittenden looks right, looks left, and throws left short. Pass intended for... Not sure. Michael Townley maybe out there. Incomplete. Whatever it was. Whoever it was. So Hunter Rex, the intended receiver. Sets up a 4th down and 9. And it looks like North Summit is going to attempt a field goal. The spotter, or the holder rather, is Hunter Rex. And he's set up at the 38. So this is a 48-yard attempt by McKnight. He's got a strong leg. This is a long kick. Boots it high. It's hooking a little bit to the left, but it's through. A 48-yard field goal by Carson McKnight. Wow, that's impressive. Makes it 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
A 48-yard field goal by Carson McKnight. North Summit's, they forced a Rebel fumble, picked it up at the 31, went 3 plays, 1 yard, and then McKnight kicks the 48-yard field goal to make it 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 28.2 seconds left here in this Town of Randolph third quarter. North Summit leads big. McKnight boots this one away, and he'll kick this one low and line drive into the end zone, touchback. That last possession, 2 minutes and 12 seconds for the Braves. I can't imagine North Summit too concerned right now about lengthy possessions. In fact, they've put in their JV for the most part on offense. Rebels with a first down and 10. Running clock, which from its own 20-yard line. North Summit keeps its varsity defense in there, it looks like. Carrillo turns, gives to Hislop. Big Saby trucking offensive line hole off the left side. And Colton out to the 26-yard line. Nice gain for Rich. Will take us to the end of the third quarter, rather. Brought to you by the Town of Randolph. Good luck from the mayor, board members, and clerk. 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
This is Rich Rebel Senior, Austin Peterson, and you're tuned in to Rich High School Football on KADQ and mylocalradio.com.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Carrillo back to throw. Pressure comes, tucks it, tries to run and can't get anywhere. Rebels had gotten out to the 26 on that last run by Colton Hislop. Carrillo gets back to the 21. That's a 7th sack of the day for this North Summit defense. Minus 62 yards for Carrillo running the football. Well, he's at a minus 56, minus 62 yards in sacks. He has got 4 carries for 6 yards on rushing plays. Trips out to the right for 3rd and 9. Rebels on the left hash, attacking left to right here in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Carrillo in the shotgun, takes the snap, draw play to Hislop. Colton up the middle. He's got some room and very close to a first down, about the 29. Hislop with a nice gain right up the gut, 8 yards. Had a nice big Saby trucking offensive line hole. Spotted at the 29, and Rich faces a 4th down and 1. Rebels down 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. A running clock, nothing to lose here. Let's go for it. I like the call. Trips to the right side. We'll see what the play brings. Carrillo Watch for him to keep it and go up the middle. Pressure coming from the right and now in from the left, but Carrillo has a little bit of a window on the left side of his center, and he takes it that direction for the first down. Brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1997. Out to the 32, 3-yard gain for Carrillo, and the Rebels move the chains. Rebel volleyball coming up. ICS didn't bring enough players for a JV match today, so no JV volleyball. Varsity match will start at 7 o'clock tonight. We'll have the coverage here on KADQ and mylocalradio.com. 2 receivers left. Interesting because their JV was the exact same team as their varsity when Rich played at ICS. 2 receivers right, 2 out left. Grohl comes in motion. Carrillo under center. Turn, and Carrillo looking to throw. Whips it out to Grohl. Caught at the 35 to the 40, down the sideline. Shoved out of bounds by Tyler Herzl. They call him T-Bone. The sophomore makes the tackle. There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. After Grohl picked up about 11 on the play. A little bubble screen play, but it looks like it will likely be brought back. One of the officials, the judges in the middle, says unsportsmanlike against Rich, unsportsmanlike against North Summit, offsetting. But it does that negate the play? The officials discuss and try to figure out just what's going on. Maybe we're trying to figure out what's going on. They're discussing just how it should be marked. It looks like they'll give the Rebels the result of the play and say first down. So Carrillo completes his second pass. That one goes for 10 yards to Jaden Grohl, his 3rd reception of the season. 16 receiving yards on 2 receptions in this game. And so they had spotted it at the 42. Then they move it to the 43. So that's actually 11 yards on the play. Now some further discussion. Coach Crittenden wants an explanation. 9:46 left on the Station on Main scoreboard here in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. A 38-0 lead for North Summit, and Coach Crittenden wanting to hang on to that shutout, keep that bagel on the scoreboard. He has put in some younger guys on defense. Hislop behind Carrillo, under center. Jaden Grohl in motion, left to right, brings up a trips to the right side. Takes the snap, Carrillo does, gives to Hislop. His helmet was hit. It looked like an inadvertent face mask, but no flag flies. And Carrillo wrapped up immediately and brought down at the 43, no gain. Second down and 10. Again, Rebel volleyball coming up tonight. We'll do a quick Epic Recreation post-game show and pack up our equipment, head inside, and set up for Rebel volleyball against ICS. Big Region 22 showdown. Rebels with the ball on the right hash, trips to the right, and 1 receiver wide to the left side. Free safety is cheating all the way to this right side. Carrillo takes the snap and hit immediately in the backfield. And Riley does the smart thing. He saw that hit coming and just tucked the ball, 2 hands on it. Lost 4 yards to the 39. It was Carter Matheson, the 6'5" junior, who put the pressure on and made the tackle. That's 8 sacks. Well, I guess that was a running play. Maybe it doesn't count as a sack. But a loss of 4. Brings up a 3rd down and 14. Carrillo from the shotgun, trips left. Pressure comes. That's Matheson. Riley heaves it down the right sideline. Connor Greer makes the catch on the sideline. In traffic, 2 defenders there. He fights them off and makes the grab at the 37 of North Summit. That's a big reception. Connor Greer with his 3rd reception of the season. And make it 4th reception. This one goes for 11 plus 13, 24 yards. and a comprehensive family dental first down. Carrillo from the shotgun, rolls to his right, pressure comes, gets around the pressure, steps on the sideline, heaves down. Kyler Wilson makes the catch at the 10. There's a flag down, is there? A flag on the far sideline. The line judge, every player was on this right sideline. I'm not sure what that flag, it might be is that an ineligible man downfield? So the reception comes back. Wilson had caught it down about the 10. They walk it off 2 yards from the line of scrimmage. I've never seen an ineligible man receiver down, or an ineligible man downfield marked off that way. Now they mark it 5 yards back from 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. What in the world? What? A 6-yard penalty on an ineligible man downfield. All right, so the Rebels facing a 1st and 16. Give to Hislop. No. Quick bubble screen left side. Jaden Grohl straight arms the man and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, 6 yards forward. Grohl with his 3rd reception of the game. Carrillo has completed 3 consecutive passes for 35 yards total on those completions. And Rich gets back to the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Trips to the right, ball on the left hash. Time running down halfway through the 4th quarter. Brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Carrillo, snap was low. It dropped to the turf. He picked it up, and pressure was there. He's brought down back at the 45. A loss of 8. 8th sack of the day. 70 yards in sacks lost for the Rebel offense. That's going to put their offensive production into the negative yardage. And Rich takes a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. Here in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Rebels trail 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 6:28 left in this Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Rebels with 6 minutes, 28 seconds left in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Trailing 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, but Rich wants to get that pro physical therapy touchdown on the board. Physical therapist Dr. Dallas Clark, the sponsor, if the Rebels can get one in. Extra points are brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. But Rich has a tall task. 3rd down and 18. From the North Summit 45-yard line. Carrillo back to throw. Pressure comes. A screen into the middle. Huffaker makes the catch. A little shuttle pass in the middle of the line, and he picks his way forward to the 42. A 3-yard gain. Carrillo 5 of 12, 44 yards, 2 picks. Both of those came in the first half. He's completed his last 4 straight. Rebels need the North Summit 27 to move the chains, and they're at the 42 of the Braves. Rich going for it with 2 receivers wide right, 2 left. Carrillo in the shotgun. Good snap. Riley steps back, steps up in the pocket. Pressure comes. He thought about throwing. Kyler Wilson was running free all by himself down the right sideline, but too much pressure. Carrillo couldn't get rid of it in time, and he is sacked for the 9th time today. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars on my fantasy football team. They sacked Marcus Mariota last week 9 times, and that helped me win last week. I was hoping for a different not that same kind of outcome tonight against the Rebels. Turnover on downs after Rich went for it at the North Summit from its own 45-yard line. That was a loss of just 3. Crittenden in the backfield. This is Crimson Crittenden, the sophomore. He's in the shotgun. North Summit here in the fourth quarter. Hands off and some room to run up the gut. Pushing his way forward is Dakota Jones. And the Rebels will put in some substitutions as well. A bit of a, not a line change, but a 5 or 6, a handful of guys into the game. Jones across midfield to the Rebel 47-yard line. Eight yards for Jones. 2nd down and 2. Clock running since North Summit went up 35-0 midway through the 3rd. Crittenden sends a man in motion, takes the snap, and gives it to that guy, number 20. He breaks a tackle, bounces left, and then back to his right, finally wrapped up and thrown down, pushed down at about the Rebel 32. The ball carrier, Camden Mosher. And Hislop on the tackle to the Rebel 32-yard line. That was a 15-yard gain by Mosher. He's at 22 yards on 2 carries. First down, North Summit. This Braves JV offense wants to put another one on the board. This fourth quarter presented by Bear Lake Realty. Gary McKee in Garden City, 435-946-8888. They are your Bear Lake home and investment experts. Gary McKee in Garden City at Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com. 1st and 10, North Summit on the left hash, attacking south to north, and that's right to left here at Rich High School. Crittenden gets turned around. Mosher has it. It's stripped from his hands on the turf, but Mosher dove back on it. Camden Mosher, a shifty little runner. He wears number 20. Loses 2 yards. Clock continues to run, under 3.5 left to go. Rebels were shut out in the first 2 weeks against Kanab and Bear Lake. They scored 12 points in each of the last 2 games against Gunnison Valley and Layton Christian. Looks like North Summit will hand the Rebels their 3rd shutout of the season offensively. Woolstenholme with 2 receivers right and 2 left is actually Crittenden. My mistake. Crittenden at quarterback. Turns and gives up the middle. Not much room for Jackson Prescott. He has stood up. Didn't ever go down, but his progress was stopped. Whistles blew. He got back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Yeah, they'll spot it at the 34. And that brings up a 3rd down and 12. So Jackson Prescott. No gain. Under 2.5 to go. 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit will improve to 4-3 and 3-1 in Region 2A North region play. Rebels will drop to 0-5 and 0-3 rather in the region. Crittenden, shuttle pass to Mosher. Right side, he's got a block. Picks up some big yardage inside the Rebel 20. Breaks a tackle to the 15, all the way down near the 10-yard line before he's finally brought down. Camden Mosher, boy, I'm impressed with this kid. He has got quick feet. There's a reason he averaged 8.5 yards per carry coming into the game. He goes all the way to the 11. That's 23 yards. 4 carries for 43 yards in this game. In limited action, most of it late. First down and 10, North Summit with under 2 minutes to go at the Rebel 11-yard line. Mosher out on the left side. He's the slot back. Crittenden with 2 receivers right in the shotgun. Takes the snap and gives up the middle. Nowhere to go. Rebels gobble up Hunter Rex for no gain. In fact, Rex lost a yard. Buckwheat in on the tackle. Justin Adams. You better clarify that to Mr. Lamborn. You say Justin Adams, people don't know who you're talking about. 2nd down and 11. Just over a minute left to go. 60 ticks left on the clock, and Coach Crittenden says, okay, that's enough. Let's take a knee, line up in that victory formation. Crittenden kneels down to run the clock. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 after the kneel down, and they may have to kneel down one more time for that clock to finish up. The Braves and the Rebels both lined up, ready for any other play. Crittenden takes one more knee, and that will do it. Our 4th quarter has been brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, Gary McKee in Garden City, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Final score 38-0. The Rebel varsity volleyball team hosting ICS will have a quick Epic Recreation postgame show and run into the gym to bring you that varsity volleyball match. So we'll wait here 5 more seconds for the final horn, and then we'll jump into our Epic Recreation postgame show and be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
What could be better than a fresh, mouth-watering burger from the Crawford Trough in Randolph? Top it with cheese and thick-cut bacon, or throw in some mushrooms and make it a double. Now we're talking. Add home-cut fries and a creamy shake, and you might just think you're in paradise. With crisp salads and tasty wraps, plus onion rings, perfectly cooked chicken, cold drinks, and silky smooth ice cream, the Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink at 120 South Main in Randolph. Back on the Epic Recreation postgame show, the Rebels, another loss, dropped to 0-5 on the season. Hosting North Summit in homecoming, and let's tell you more about it on the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap. Jimmy John's, where fresh and fast meat, gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast, every day at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Rebels for homecoming, hosting the North Summit Braves, and Rich had the first possession of the game, but went 3 and out on their first 3 possessions of the game. Couldn't get things going offensively. North Summit, meanwhile, its first possession, 15 plays, 93 yards, 8.5 minutes off the clock. They went up 7-0 and never looked back. They scored on their next possession again once before the end of the first half to make it 21-0. Forced 4 Rebel turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and scored 3 more times, including a 48-yard field goal by Carson McKnight to cap off a 38-0 win for North Summit at Rich High School on Rich's homecoming afternoon. 38-0 the final. North Summit wins. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap. Jimmy John's at 113 Front Street in Evanston, where they spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh produce for your 30-second sandwich. Stay tuned. The Epic Recreation postgame show continues. We've got the Stacy's Repair postgame diagnostics with Coach Justin Grohl, and then we'll run through a quick Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar and wrap this thing up so we can get in and broadcast Rebel volleyball starting soon. 38-0 North Summit wins on the Station on Main scoreboard here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
This presentation presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
Back on the Epic Recreation post-game show, 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit earns the win. Coach Justin Grohl making his way up here in a moment for the Stacy's Repair post-game diagnostics. Need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. I haven't had a chance yet to do the math on the Rebels' offense in that game, but 44 passing yards. Riley Carrillo completed all 4 of his final passing attempts for 38 yards after just 6 yards through his first 8 attempts and 2 interceptions. But the Rich rushing game, including Carrillo, was sacked 9 times for a loss of 73 yards. Hislop, 4 carries, minus 14 yards. Huffaker with 8 carries for 23 yards. So rushing yardage in the negative. And North Summit shut down the Rebel offense. So that's where we stand here at Rich High School. And joining us now here on the post-game show is Justin Grohl for the post-game diagnostics, brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Coach, North Summit came out playing well. They controlled the line of scrimmage. It seemed you guys, anytime you drop back to pass, Riley just had no time to throw.
Yeah, we got to go back and our line in that we kind of forgot our technique or something, and you know, before we could even get it, you know, there was one time that we were getting it from the center and they slapped it out.
Right.
So, you know, they did their homework. They come ready. You have to give them props for you know how well they prepared. They did a great job. We didn't execute. We didn't execute. You know, if we in the future got to do better at execution.
So that execution, one of the big problems, you were concerned about the speed of that team. We saw that on that punt return by Cannon Richens, and he for the most part, though, you guys neutralized him pretty well. I thought Kyler Wilson did a good job on him defensively.
Yeah, we had a pretty good game plan, and you know that there's always going to be 1 or 2 slip-ups or something's going to happen, and that. So we did an okay job there. That was just other things that we didn't take care of, and it showed.
Gotcha. So at this point in the season, you're 0-5. You're probably not as – I mean, obviously you're concerned about winning games, but in the region, that's not a big deal. Or, you know, the region seeding is not really the issue here. The RPI is the issue. What are you looking at this point with 3 games left on the schedule, knowing where you are at 0-5 and in the RPI rating?
Well, we've got to take every game one at a time. We can't worry about anything else. We just got to prepare. We've got 3 games left, and we got to focus on the next one. You know, our next game is against Enterprise, so we've got to go in and get a game plan set up for them, and look forward to them. You know, right now, even 0-5, there's nothing we can do about it. It's one of those things in the rearview mirror. You can't look. You can keep looking back, but it doesn't really do any good. You have to look forward, and you got to prepare for the forward. You know, and I think now, in the scheme of things, we got to take things small steps. Now we'll have to go back to the drawing board and take some small steps, and you know, change small things, and by the end, hope to have some bigger changes.
Gotcha. Did this one, was there any kind of different meaning in any way playing against an old rival of yours from, you know, when you played in high school, playing against North Summit's coach now, Gary Crittenden?
You know, I have the utmost respect for Gary and his staff. I know most of them really, really well, and so we're really good friends. It's kind of like your backyard duel, but when it all comes out, both of us want to win. When the game's over, you know, you go back to being colleagues and friends, and you just take it day by day or game by game, and you know, give credit to him. He did a great job of preparing and getting things ready, and and he's always been very helpful in anything we've needed. So there's not as big of a rivalry as some would like to make it, but
Yeah.
he's just a really good coach, and he's done a good job with his team.
Coach, anything else you want to touch on?
Nope, I think that'll be it. Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Good luck preparing for Enterprise next week.
Thank you so much.
Coach Justin Grohl on the Stacy's Repair post-game diagnostics here on the Epic Recreation post-game show. One more quick break, and then we'll wrap this thing up and head inside for Rebel Volleyball here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. When it comes to farming and ranching, it makes good sense to work with a lender who understands finance and agriculture. Western Ag Credit is an independent cooperative owned by the farmers and ranchers who borrow from it. With competitive rates, your loan is tailored to match your business needs. Real estate, livestock, equipment, and operating expenses. When it comes to farming and ranching financing, Western Ag Credit in Evanston is your partner in agriculture. Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net. Back on the Epic Recreation post-game show. Some quick highlights and stats. Epic Recreation, make your vacation an epic one to remember. Visit epicrecreation.net. The stats not pretty. The Rebels minus 20 yards of offense. They had 44 yards through the air, negative 64 on the ground. Carrillo sacked 9 times for minus 73 yards. Colton Hislop recovered a fumble one time, lost 14 on the play, or lost 20 on that play, and ended up with minus 14 rushing yards. And then Stetson Huffaker, 8 carries for 23 positive yards, but minus 64 on the ground. That number unofficial, and I may need to check and double check that that's correct. I may have, anyway. Unofficially, Rebels with negative yardage on offensive production today. North Summit, 223 yards total, not a ton. Their biggest drive was that 15-play, 93-yard drive. The other times, they only had to go 46 yards, 19 yards, 20 yards, and then a 55-yard punt return. So not a ton of offensive production from North Summit, but they dominated 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Let's jump into a real quick Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar. Western Ag Credit, your partner in agriculture. Right now going on through October 11th, the Farmers Feeding Families Food Drive at 848 Front Street in Evanston. Donate now, and Western Ag Credit will match 50 cents per pound of food donated. Tonight, Rebel Volleyball in action. Our pregame will start as soon as we can get in there, pack up, or set up all the equipment and get going with Rebel Volleyball against ICS in Region 22 action. Real quickly, tomorrow the Royals football and volleyball teams are at Mountain View and Lyman. Both begin at 10 a.m. Rebel freshman volleyball team is at the Lyman tournament tomorrow all day, and the Rebel volleyball team gets right back into action at Manila. JV's at 1. Our varsity pregame starts at 2 at 1:45 tomorrow afternoon. That's a typo there on that. We will start tomorrow at 1:45. Rodeo Club for Rich is at the Longhorns Rodeo in Tooele, and that begins at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And for Wyoming Cowboys football fans, tune in here tomorrow night as the Cowboys kick off Mountain West Conference play hosting UNLV at War Memorial Stadium. Pregame's at 5 o'clock, kickoff at 6 right here on KADQ FM 98.3. That'll wrap up our Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar. Western Ag Credit, a lender who understands finance and agriculture. That also wraps up our post-game show here tonight. We thank you for tuning in. The Epic Recreation post-game show, visit epicrecreation.net. Final score 38-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. North Summit with the win. For tonight's videographer, Rob Leifson, and our producer, AJ Lamb and Preston Bush back in the studio. We'll be right back on the air with Rebel Volleyball shortly. I'm Ryan STEINECKERT. We'll talk with you again soon.
You've been tuned in to Rich High School football on Rebel Radio KADQ FM 98.3 with video streaming live online at mylocalradio.com. Today's game has been brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, Evanston Regional Hospital, by Plains Tire, the Come On In of Casper, by Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Cash Honda Yamaha of Cache Valley, by the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, and by MyLocalRadio.com. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We thank our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, and our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with Evanston's Elin Olaf, the Valley's Jake Hibbard, and production assistants Preston Bush and A.J. Lamb. The biggest thanks of all goes to our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit MyLocalRadio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches, and like My Local Radio on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ FM 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com. Until next time, go Rebels!